The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
For the first time since teams like the Jets have begun requesting his services, Brian Flores has spoken out about being a head coach in the NFL once again. We'll play you what Flores said and what one of his former players said about him as well. That and more. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man. This is the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, Jets fans. Welcome in, everybody. Hit the like button before we get started. And more importantly, if you have not subscribed yet to this channel, please do so. We talk Jets every single day throughout the year, twice a day, Monday through Friday. And if you really like me, join the Patreon, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. For just $5 a month, you get bonus shows, private Discord access if you want to engage with the Asmaniacs away from YouTube. And, of course, your name added to the intro, 20% off all items in the jakeasman.com store, and much more. Thank you to everyone on Patreon who supports there. And a big shout-out to our most recent Patreon member, Dirty Ray Gun, who joined earlier today. Brian Flores, during his weekly media availability, was asked a bunch of different questions about interviewing for NFL head coaching jobs, what he learned from his stint in Miami, questions about his leadership. And I think it's a perfect way to kind of break it all down and hear from Flores. Then I'll give you my thoughts because, just the other day on his podcast, Ryan Fitzpatrick came out and had questions about Brian Flores. So to be fair to all parties involved, we'll first play you what Fitz said about playing for Flores when Fitz was the quarterback in Miami and Flores was the head coach. And then you'll hear from Brian Flores directly being asked questions about his leadership and what he's learned over these last 3 years since he was fired. First, here's Fitz talking about Flores.
Flores has been a really hot name, and I think the further removed we get from his tenure in Miami, the more people kind of forget about how that ended, and the better his name becomes. He went to Pittsburgh and got to learn under Mike Tomlin and see how he led, and now he's been in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell. I think the interesting thing with Brian Flores, when I think about him and being able to play under him for a few years, is which version of Brian Flores are we getting? And in year one with Miami, take you back to that year. I mean, Miami got rid of every good player they had. And that was the jokingly called the tank for two a year. But I'll tell you, halfway through that year, we hadn't won a game yet. And there was a shift in the way that he was approaching his job. He was likable. He was relatable. He demanded a lot out of the players, but he was also able to get the best version of his players. And I really appreciated him for that. But as his tenure went on in Miami, he kind of became unrecognizable. A lot of the staff he brought over from New England, that was where, he cut his teeth in the NFL, was there for 15 plus years as an assistant. But I think he's going to have a really hard time if you're interviewing him as a head coach. I think in the interviews, he'll be likable, he'll be relatable. But when people say, okay, give me somebody from Miami that coached under you as a reference so we can talk to them, I think he burned a lot of bridges there. I think he alienated himself from the entire staff. Instead of what you were just talking about, having the humility to ask questions, to collaborate. I think by the end of his time there, he became a dictator. He ruined a lot of those relationships that he built up through the NFL. And his ego grew so big that there wasn't any room for anyone else. And so that was why he got released at the end of his tenure in Miami. I hope, we love Mike Tomlin as a leader. And I know you have some experience with Kevin O'Connell, that whole collaboration thing. I think that's, McVay and the people that come up through that system, for Flores to be able to watch Kevin for a year. I hope that helps him.
Yeah.
Because he certainly needs some help in that department of, not necessarily being a dictator and having a collaboration with the whole staff and having a lot of different voices.
So what Fitz says is obviously fair. He played for the guy. Those are his experiences. But I go back to what Fitzpatrick said at the beginning, how year one, Flores got the most out of everyone. And then somewhere along the way, his style changed. So does that mean that he's incapable of learning from that and going back to what seemingly worked according to Fitz in year one, even though the Miami Dolphins won 10 games in his second year and 9 his last year? This guy was a winning coach. That Dolphins team he took over was supposed to be the worst team in football. He refused to tank. And then, no Fitz, the reason why he ended up getting fired was because they went behind his back to try and get Sean Payton and Tom Brady to go over there. I mean, Flores got a raw deal. Now, was he perfect? No. He obviously has to be able to answer those questions that will likely come up in any interview to be a head coach. But this was Brian Flores earlier this week being asked about his leadership and what he's learned the last 3 years. Remember, he leaves the Dolphins and he's an assistant coach under Mike Tomlin for a year, followed by the last 2 now as the Vikings defensive coordinator under Kevin O'Connell.
When you talk about your leadership journey and your coaching journey, what kinds of things do you look forward to sharing with teams about those areas?
I was in one place for a long time. Then I was in Miami. And then really, I would say it's more about the last 3 years, one with Coach T, and these last 2 years here with KO. When I was really looking to work with, when I left Pittsburgh, I was looking to work with, someone with an offensive background. So I was fortunate to come here with KO, who's one of the best in the business, and kind of watch how, he, schedules, how he works with the quarterback, how he, that I could bounce questions off him, and kind of pick his brain from an offensive standpoint, from his standpoint, from how he sees, how he views offense. And we do the same thing. He does the same thing with me. So it's been a great kind of marriage, I would say. And I don't want to leave without saying that it's been fantastic here in Minnesota. It would have to be the right situation for me to leave. For me, myself, and my family. But I would say that's part of that growth, kind of seeing different ways to do it, taking all that information in, and tweaking some things, from my standpoint, from a leadership standpoint, and then applying it and seeing if it works. And I think I've liked what I've seen so far, as far as applying some of those things and what it's looked like, at least specifically this year.
So I have more I could play from Flores. I went back and watched the full press conference from the other day, and there's a lot in there on the type of jobs he's looking for, how he's going to take interviews from any team that requests him. They ask him about the lawsuit. So maybe we'll play it a little bit later, but I want to just opine on those 2 clips that we played you. Fitz on Flores, and Flores basically indirectly saying, hey, I'm not the same guy I was when I was the Dolphins coach. Guys deserve second chances. And if you're someone like me who wants the Jets to hire a coach with previous coaching experience, how is Brian Flores not one of the best names they could bring in? First off, he hates the Dolphins. He knows the AFC East. He's from Brooklyn. And he's the exact type of personality that I believe the next coach of the Jets needs to have. I'm not saying you need to be a dictator, but I think Robert Saleh and Jeff Ulbrich, they were too nice. Like, they were player coaches, but they got completely walked over. There wasn't any discipline. They had 16 penalties in the game, the second to last game of the season, right? Like, Brian Flores, I'm not saying that he needs to go out there and be a dictator, but he could hold guys accountable. he could go out there and immediately put an end to a lot of the stuff that has plagued this team, I believe. He learned a lot from his first stint. I think that's obvious. I think one of the smarter things he did was, he went to Tomlin, and then what does he do? He goes to a team with an offensive coach. So he could say, I learned from Kevin O'Connell. I learned what Kevin O'Connell was doing with a young quarterback in J.J. McCarthy, with a young quarterback in Sam Darnold. So I love it. Like, I think if you can't get Mike Vrabel, which, look, feels unlikely at this point. We know Vrabel interviewed with the Patriots today. Maybe Vrabel's now more of a serious candidate for Vegas with them firing their GM a day after or 2 days after they fired their head coach. I mean, the Raiders are such a mess. But that's besides the point. If they can't get Vrabel, I still believe the New York Jets should absolutely be looking at Brian Flores. Experience from the area, can handle the media. And all you need to know about Flores is there are Dolphin fans in my life telling me that the guy's a good coach. So it's not like when he got fired, people were like, we needed to get rid of him. He's terrible. John Jastrzemski is a friend of mine. You watch him on SNY. He's got his podcast with The Ringer. He's a huge Dolphins fan. And he thinks Brian Flores would be the ideal fit for the Jets. What does that tell you? I know he's not trying to sabotage the Jets as a Dolphin fan by putting Brian Flores on the Jets. I think the guy's a good coach. Would I prefer an offensive guy? Sure. Would I have questions about who his offensive coordinator would be? Absolutely. But how do we know he doesn't have that guy in mind on the Viking staff right now? What if it's Josh McCown, who's the quarterback's coach there? So I understand what Fitzpatrick was saying and the concerns, but that's also a while ago. And I can just tell you, I've had many jobs in my life, and you learn and do things differently each stop. So I still want Mike Vrabel, but we got to be realistic. If you can't get Vrabel, where are you finding another coach with experience that has the resume of a Brian Flores? I'll take Brian Flores over Matt Nagy. I don't care if Matt Nagy's an offensive guy. I'll take Brian Flores over Arthur Smith. I don't care if Arthur Smith is an offensive guy. Like, beggars can't be choosers here. We all want the Jets to hire an offensive coach with experience. Those guys don't hit the market very often. That's the problem. If you wanted that guy, they should have fired Saleh last year, and Woody should have given Harbaugh a blank check, and he'd be coaching the Jets maybe, but that's not realistic. The Jets, to me, it's not about an offensive guy or a defensive guy. You prefer offense for sure, but you know what they need? A leader, a culture changer, someone that could come in and maximize the talent that's on this team. And what Brian Flores did in Miami was maximize talent that wasn't great. So that's what they need more than anything else. They need someone to come in and basically create a program, hire a good coaching staff. You know, you can't tell me that Brian Flores would not be a good candidate because, oh my God, him and Tua didn't get along or he alienated some players. I get it. But that to me sounded like a guy who learned from that. Watched Mike Tomlin for a year up close. You know, it almost makes sense why he was the way he was. How many guys come from the Patriots, see what Belichick does, and then try and emulate it? Mangini did the same thing with the Jets, and ultimately it didn't work. A lot of guys try and be Bill. There's no Belichick. There's only one. But Flores, unlike some of the other expatriate guys, now has some time with Tomlin, has time with Kevin O'Connell. He's been around different programs now. That, to me, makes him a really attractive candidate. A lot of other Jet fans want Aaron Glenn. I like Aaron Glenn. He's never been a head coach before. I don't know how he'll do. I've seen Brian Flores as a head coach before, and he wasn't bad. I'm not telling you he's Vince Lombardi, but the guy, his last 2 years was 10-6 and 9-7. The Jets have not won more than 7 games in a damn season since 2015. So what are we talking about here? I think Brian Flores would make a lot of sense. Now, he'd have to answer the questions about his time in Miami, his plans for the OC spot, but I think he's got the answers. I do. That's a guy I would seriously consider. There's other names too, but I really like Brian Flores. And considering that they're not even requesting Gruden, they're not even requesting Pete Carroll at this point, find me a guy other than Vrabel, who for right now we can't assume is going to be the Jet coach. We never could assume that. He's been my number one. They should do everything in their power to try and get him, but you can't force a guy to say yes. So assuming they can't get Vrabel, find me a coach with a better resume that fits exactly what the Jets need than Brian Flores. So he remains my number 2. And I don't care what Fitz said, because I believe Brian Flores has learned a lot and has the answers. I do. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Comments, questions, super chats will cut the line. Reminder, every membership gifted, your name is entered in the Asmaniac raffle. The grand prize next week, a full-size, that's right, full-sized New York Jets helmet. Also, we have an Aaron Rodgers jersey we will be giving away. And the 1965 Welcome to the NFL Joe Willie Namath trading card, which is so old, I like to highlight that on the back, it is highlighting Joe's Orange Bowl stats. So that's what we have for the raffle next week, plus items from my merch store and a Gustbuster umbrella. So get the membership, and for every membership you gift, you got a chance to win. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Let's see what you guys are thinking. We'll get your calls as well on the Gustbuster hotline. BC says, great hat. Thank you, BC. Chris writes in, Raiders GM job just opened, so now the Raiders and the Jets are the only teams that need to hire both coach and GM. It's true. It's very true. I still think the Jet job is more attractive than the Raider job. If you're going to the Raiders, welcome to the AFC West. Have fun with Mahomes every year, meaning you're never winning. You're never having a home playoff game. It's like the Jets would never going to get a home playoff game as long as Tom Brady and Belichick were in the AFCs. It's the same thing with the AFC West. You're never winning the division. So welcome to the wild card round every year, because you're never going to get a home playoff game. And then you got to deal with now Justin Herbert and the Chargers. And you got to deal with now Sean Payton and the Broncos. I don't love the Raider job. Who's your quarterback? Roster's okay. You tell me. Great, you have Brock Bowers, but that's like having the Mona Lisa in the garage. What does that do? Mike writes in, I don't want to get my hopes up for Aaron Glenn because I do believe he can bring back the accountability and pride aspect back to the Jets. I like Aaron Glenn. You don't know. He could be awesome. He could stink. Could be solid 2.0. We don't know. Aaron Glenn will be interviewing tonight for the Jet job, by the way. I saw that report. And he also turned down the Patriots, which, I mean, I won't lie to you. I saw that, and I did enjoy that one. I did enjoy that one. Shout out to Aaron Glenn, whether he's the Jet coach or not, say no thanks to interviewing for the Pat job because he knows he'd just be a token because it feels like it's Vrabel for them, but we'll see. Ryan checks in with a super chat. As the years go on, Fitz is becoming more and more like the sour X. I'm open to Flores, but we need a strong offensive mind regardless. Agreed. Look, Fitzpatrick, I mean, take him or leave him as a commentator or whatever. I think the way he talks about his Jets tenure, I think he's weak. Like, dude, you're the one who sucked the last game in Buffalo. You're the one who then held out in 2016 off one good year. So I really don't want to hear it. But as far as his experience with Brian Flores, I mean, I have no issue with what he said. He played for the guy. So his words, I think, are worth playing and hearing opinions on. Rob writes in, Jake, I've been telling you for months, stop penciling in Vrabel as our head coach. Rob, I don't really care what you've been telling me because I have been saying on the show that Mike Vrabel is my number one choice. It doesn't mean that the Jets are going to be able to get him, but I will do everything in my power to try and get him. I will make him say no. I'd let him pick the GM he wants to work with. I'd pay him a lot of money. I don't know if the Jets are willing to do all that. I don't know if that even matters to Vrabel because he might just want to go back home to New England where he's in the Ring of Honor. Like I could tell you, when DeMeco Ryans was doing interviews a few years ago, he didn't even want to interview for several jobs. To him, he wanted to be the Texans coach. Because that's where he met his wife. That's where he had the most success in his playing career. That's where he wanted to go. So some guys just want to go back home. I get it. But I don't think anyone has been penciling in Vrabel as the coach. I think he's clearly and should be the number one target of the Jets. They should still be trying to convince him to take their job. Altoona with a super chat. He cuts the line, and this goes towards the Jake Asman dinner fund as we watch a little college football playoff tonight. Aaron Glenn wants the Jets head coaching job to finally make up for the fake spike touchdown by Moreno. All right. If you tell me that's why he wants it, whatever gets him motivated. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Let's get to some of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Clifton, a.k.a. Flores, is on the line.
What's going on, Jake? So
How are you?
I'm all right. So I got a question here. That those comments by Fitz, they were on Whitworth's podcast, or
He does a podcast with Andrew Whitworth, and that's where those comments were.
okay? Because Fitz is a very bright guy. We know this. We know that he went to Harvard. We know that he's been around the league. He's very experienced. It's kind of weird that he would kind of be unaware that he was somewhat sabotaging someone he called a friend by making those comments. It makes me kind of feel like he knew what he was doing. I have nothing to back that up other than if you had a friend that was going for a top tier position and you know that your comments were going to possibly impact that job search, why would you say anything negative at all?
Well, part of it is his job, though, right? His job as an analyst.
Part of it's his job, but I mean, there's other ways to say what he said. I mean, he had to walk it back. I think he came back with a tweet or something afterward.
He actually has. He has said, go listen to the whole thing. He talks about more on Flores being a positive force and Whitworth weighed in. But, I mean, to your point, the damage is done because what I played was more than enough to get
kind
a
of
feeling on
indict
him.
Flores, yeah.
Yeah. Look, it is what it is. I mean, Fitz can say whatever he wants. It's up to Brian Flores when he's asked similar questions to outline why I believe he's a good candidate. I worked with Tomlin. I worked with Kevin O'Connell. It's not like I was a disaster in Miami. We won. And by the way, his comments on Tua are going to end up aging well. He wanted Herbert, not Tua. That was a mistake. If Miami could do it over again, they would have taken Justin Herbert.
And Flores is a bright guy too. I mean, the guy went to Poly Prep in Brooklyn and Boston College. He's no slouch himself. You know, I want to like Flores, but I have this nagging feeling about his personality that it's not going to play in today's league. Now that the Raiders GM job is open as well, can we kind of close the book on this whole overwrought concern about ownership across the league? Like, Davis is not a better owner than Woody. He's not. Woody, he might have had some offhand comments that got him in trouble this season, but the guy who's running our searches said that he stayed out of the GM's business and he's worked for him as a GM. I don't know what more you need to kind of prove that Woody is kind of hands off if he can hire the right guys. I think the problem with Woody is he can't hire the right guys, which is kind of where the 33rd team comes in.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not telling you Woody's great, but I think a lot of these owners are very bad. And the thing is, they just have people that are working for them that are good. Like Robert Kraft was the crowning owner in all the sports. Patriots fans despise him now. Despise him. Call him cheap. No. They haven't won. Like all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's like ultimately, I think, well, you could have, sure, good owners. Like there's bad ownership all over. It really just comes down to who do you hire for the jobs of GM and coach. And that's how you either have a good franchise or you don't. That's it.
Between Vrabel and Johnson taking that Raiders interview, I'm more convinced than ever. Like ownership, you don't have ownership issues unless your owner is like Dan Snyder, or like there has to be a palpable, constant meddling issue. Like you might not want to go work for Jerry Jones because he's intimately involved in the running of the team. Like I think that it comes down to cash and control, and that's going to be the determining factor for Vrabel. And I think, contrary to what AJ said on the earlier show, who had a great call yesterday with regards to Vrabel, I kind of disagree with him, because when you're a head guy, that's when you get the generational wealth. That's when you get the life-changing lifestyle. I don't think the assistants kind of get that. I don't think that Ben Johnson is sticking around for another job. This is his time right now. This is the time for him to go and get it.
I agree. I think he's making a mistake if he sticks around again. You know,
absolutely. Absolutely. That's all I had to say. I appreciate it, Jake.
Mr. Flores, I appreciate you. Comment here I want to read from a Dolphin fan, but first, this is from Rob V, who says, Jake, I wish you were right. I truly do. I think we as Jet fans have to do less wishful thinking and take more logical and realistic approaches. Rob, your comment, I don't really understand. Are you trying to say that thinking Vrabel wouldn't be an option for the Jets wasn't realistic? Gerard Mayo didn't get fired till 2 hours after the final game. If they kept him, you don't think Mike Vrabel could have been an option for the Jets? He met with them first. And the guy who sat down with Vrabel over the last 6 months said that he was very interested in the Jet job. That both parties were interested in each other. So I don't think it's wishful thinking to think that they had a chance at Mike Vrabel. But please, tell us more, Rob. DG writes in, I'm a Dolphins fan, and Flores is a great coach. Best defensive mind, very disciplined. Y'all will love Flores. He will hold players accountable. Go Fins. I think the guy's a good coach. I'm not telling you he's the greatest coach ever, but if he has an answer for his offensive staff, then I think you could do a lot worse. I'll take him over some of these other options they've interviewed. Tongos Bra, you guys are driving me insane with Flores. There are better candidates. Like who? You tell me. If you think Brian Flores is a bad candidate, Tango Bra, tell me. Mike writes in, it's funny, Flores' defenses in Minnesota is a version of the Rex defense. He has Pettin on that staff. I know. He does. That's why I think the idea that, Rex wouldn't be able to coach defense in today's NFL. Stop it. Stop it. Rex is one of the brightest defensive minds in the league. Kyle thinks Nagy's a better candidate. I don't. But if you do, that's fine. I guess his name is Tango Zebra, I'm seeing here. Whatever. Your name is stupid. Your takes are stupid. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Curly with a super chat. Curly, basically the most negative Jet fan ever lived. Pay Vrabel $30 million, pick his GM, make him refuse it. That's what I would do. I don't think the Jets are going to do that, though. Peter Castro has weighed in. Nagy loser. Thank you, Peter. Zebra guy writes in, Flores sounded horrible at the podium. No, he didn't. What are you talking about? God. Once again, Tango Zebra or Tango Zebra, whatever your name is, name me a better candidate. Name me a better candidate. If you're going to tell me that there's a ton of better candidates than Brian Flores, right? Those are your words. Then tell me who. Cancho Spa Off is in the raffle, baby. Just became a channel member the old-fashioned way. Also, Devin has gifted a membership. He's now in our next raffle. Let's go, baby. Free stuff.
Free stuff.
David is the recipient of that membership from Devin. You tell me. Who is the better candidate than Flores that you're going to opine about? You zebra. I keep scrolling. I'm waiting. I don't see it. A lot of people want me to toss Zebra to the hole. All right. I mean, I could do that. We'll put a 5 membership bounty on him. I mean, once again, Flores, bad candidate. Can't come up with a single name that's better. I mean, give me a break. Ladies and gentlemen, Devin has gifted another membership. That's now 2 raffle tickets for Devin this show.
Free stuff.
Aaron Quinanis is the recipient of that membership. We are still waiting for Zebra guy to give us some names, but hasn't happened yet. Hasn't happened. Let's say hello to AJ. He's up next on the Gusbuster hotline. Hello, AJ.
Hey, Jake, how we doing?
Are you calling us from I don't even know where you are. Like it looks like maybe like a CVS.
It's a sports card store. This is the day job here in Muncie. It's been dead today, so figured I'd give you a call. No one's been in here in 2 hours, so
wow.
It's just me.
Where are you based again? You're
Muncie, Indiana.
Indiana, okay.
Yep, born and raised in Chicago, Illinois, but
how are you a Jets fan then?
Unfortunately, as a 3-year-old, my favorite color was green, and I got sucked down this terrible path. So at 20 years old, I've still never watched a Jet playoff game live, Jake. And I think this cycle is where it's time to change that.
It better be. I mean, geez.
And I like the point you made with Brian Flores. First of all, I think that's just trolling in the chat, trying to just gets you riled up a little bit from that Tango Zebra or whatever his name was. But I think that what needs to be pointed out with the experience with Brian Flores here, Jake, is the difference between having coaching experience and having coaching experience with at least some semblance of success on the track record, right? Obviously, Brian Flores had the falling out he did with Tua. Frankly, I don't blame him. I still don't think Tua's the answer there in Miami, even though they shelled out that godforsaken contract to him. But you look at what he did in Miami, it's better than what the Jets have done since we had Fitzpatrick in 2015. I mean, that is just fact. There's no opinion
He won
in that
10
statement.
games and 9 games his last 2 years there. And once again, the Jets have not won more than 7 games in a season in a decade since Fitz was the Jet quarterback, AJ. Absolutely.
Yeah, and then the question becomes to Jets fans, there's so many of us out there who would kill for a winning season. How has a guy who's proven he can do it multiple times is someone that you just bat an eye at? That's nothing to say in disrespect to Aaron Glenn, the former Jet. That's a hire that I'd still be a fan of. But I think you're exactly right. You hit the nail on the head, Jake. If Vrabel, that ship is to sail, which I'm still holding out hope until anything's official. You can never say never. I think Flores is the clear 1B option there. I think they're really in a tier of their own. We're looking for guys with coaching experience. He has connections all across the league. Everyone's been tying him with Josh McCown, but I guess where I'd challenge that thought as well is even if it weren't McCown, Flores has options, right? This is a Minnesota staff that he's now working with that is making Sam Darnold have a career resurgence that even Jets fans didn't think was possible 4 or 5 years ago, right? So I think Flores is going to have his pick of the litter. He's a guy who people like to work with, contrary to what you may believe or what you may have been told. I think Brian Flores is that leader of men that so many people have been searching for the Jets. And that's not to say Aaron Glenn can't be that guy. He just hasn't proven it yet in the biggest seat in sports, an NFL head coach.
Look, if they go with Glenn, I get it. I would understand it. He's a good candidate, but I would hope if Aaron Glenn ends up being the candidate, then the general manager is someone that has been a GM before. It's not someone that's also learning on the job as well. I want both ideally to be experienced candidates, but if you're going to get me Aaron Glenn, who's never been a head coach before, I hope the GM is someone who's been a GM before, like if it's Thomas Dimitroff or someone like that.
Yeah, and Aaron Glenn is a direction that I think is really realistic. I feel like obviously the NFL is such a copycat league, specifically when your owner is Woody Johnson. He's looking around, seeing what's been working for franchises in shoes like the Jets. Dan Campbell, former player, now working out in Detroit. I know you already mentioned D'Amico Ryans earlier on the show. I could see them going that direction, and it's not something that I'm saying I would be upset with. I think there's worse options out there. But to the people dismissing Flores' resume because of a lawsuit against the NFL, I'd question this then. Why would you prefer a guy like Ron Rivera to a Brian Flores? Because to me, there's just no logical answer to that question. I feel like if you're looking for a guy with coaching experience outside of Mike Vrabel, there's not a better option out there in this cycle than Brian Flores.
Good call, AJ. Enjoy the card store there, all right?
I'll try. Hopefully someone comes in and buys our mass stock of Aaron Rodgers Jets cards that have not been moving as well as we would have guessed earlier in the year.
Good call, AJ. I appreciate it. Hit the like button, comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Super chat from Big Fella. Jake, when are we going to start doing scouting reports for Fialco? Looking forward to it. I would say once we get the GM and the coach hired, then we'll start doing some draft stuff with Fialco. A little early, right? But we will get there, big fella. Don't worry. Devin checks in with a super chat. I'm gifted in super chatting for my Android phone. For all you iPhone-y folks, LOL. Love the show. Thanks, Jake. The only good part about having an Android is that you can gift memberships from the phone on an Android. iPhone, you can't, which makes no sense, but that's the rule. Killian says, what has Flores done, Jake? He is a fired head coach and has went from team to team after. He isn't any good. He also took over Mike Zimmer defense, so to give him credit for Minnesota defense is insane. Name me 3 players on the Vikings defense, Killian. You can't. without Googling it, because it's not like it's a defense loaded with stars. They were not good until Flores got there. So you're wrong about that. He's a fired head coach. Yeah, guess what? Any coach who's out there with previous experience has been fired. Mike Vrabel's a fired head coach too. You don't want him? What has Flores done? Oh, I don't know. His last 2 years in Miami, won 10 games and 9 games with subpar quarterback play and without having a great roster. Your day is done. Bum.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
Sour Diesel writes in, am I crazy now wanting Flores over Vrabel? No, I don't think you're crazy. I mean, I know 3 siblings Jay thinks that Vrabel's mid and his number one guy is Flores, which maybe this is actually you, Jay, from a burner. That's not a crazy take. Killian's take was crazy. That was hole-worthy. We're presented today by my guy, Joe DeVizio, and his team at Joe DeVizio Realty. Go to sellwithjoe.com right now. Check out the website, all right, because Joe and his team are the best at what they do. If you're in the tri-state area, listen up. If you're thinking about selling your home, you're not sure how to go about it, you're not sure if you even have the right home that would make sense to sell, call Joe, 959-CALL-JOE. You see it there on the screen, and I'll say it again, all the info in the description box. Give Joe and his team a call. They will help you get top dollar in any market, anywhere in the area, no matter what condition your home is in or whatever situation you're dealing with. If you're behind on payments, if you need repairs on your home, bad tenants, squatters, Joe and his team, they do it all. They will sell your home and get you top dollar. That is what Joe and his team do better than anybody. Single family, multifamily, commercial buildings, investment properties, condos, townhouses, beachfront, lakeside, urban dwelling, it doesn't matter. Joe can sell any property, any place, anytime, and get you top dollar. Call Joe and discuss your situation with him right now. Trust me, your wallet will thank you. Check it out on the screen and in the description box. The real estate website and the number. That's 959-CALL-JOE. And as you see there on the screen, sellwithjoe.com. By the way, Joe, season ticket holder, Jet fan. So you're supporting a fellow Jet fan by supporting Joe DeVizio and his awesome company. Big fella, Aaron Glenn declined Pat's interview. We just hit on this a little bit before, big fella. Yep, love it. I won't lie, Aaron Glenn moved up a little bit of my rankings after hearing that. Love to see it. All right, more of your calls right now. Amsterdam Jet fan is next. Hello, Amsterdam.
Hey, Jake, how you doing? It's been a minute.
What's up?
Saw you in London. It was great.
Yes. And then the game started.
Yeah. And then many games after that.
Yeah, that was the beginning. I thought maybe, we saw Salah's last game. Here comes the spark. Nope. And here comes the nightmare, actually.
Yeah. And so I've been meaning to call in and apologize to you and to all the Asmaniacs out there, because I feel like I've single-handedly been responsible for a decline in viewership. Throughout the last 2 months or whatever, because I had to take a time out. I don't know if I've ever done that in my Jet fandom, but there was definitely like a period of like 5 or 6 weeks where I just had to avoid.
Were you watching the games?
I was, and then for the first time in as long as I can remember, I skipped a game. It was the Miami game, the away game. I'd come back from a work trip and I was like so fed up. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna watch a movie with my wife. I'm not even gonna think about it. And that's like the first time in I think in 10 years, 20 years that's happened, which kind of like just goes to show like how heavy this has been for all of us. Really, it's been a really tough season. So that's my version of that. To share with everyone. So anyway, I wanted to apologize for not being there and being around with you guys while this is all, been going down, but I'm back. I'm ready to consume.
Well, welcome back. Who do you want as the next coach of the Jets?
That's a good question. I love the Flores hype, but Aaron Glenn is kind of secretly my favorite at the moment. And that's only because I've been watching him in the last 2 weeks. I hadn't like spent much time like seeing what he's doing with Detroit. I like the way he speaks. I really love that video. I don't know if you saw that, where he's at the Pistons game or somewhere, where like the entire stadium's like erupts for when he's on the jumbotron, which I thought was great. But no, Flores would be awesome. Obviously, I also, like everybody, I think prefer the experience above everything else. Which all the Rex Ryan hype scares me though. Or is that fake or is that real?
I mean, there's a lot of fans who want him back. I'm not one of them, but there's a lot of fans who want Rex.
I mean, I love him, and it's just I think, I mean, part of me would love the idea of it, but it's just like, it's, I don't know, what, 8 years since he's coached, 10 years maybe, something like that.
He hasn't coached since the 2016 season, so it's a long time. And I'm glad they interviewed him, but I'm not very confident that he has an idea of what his offensive staff would need to look like in today's NFL.
He even said that, I think. He said, I have no idea, or something like that. It will come, or something like that.
Yeah, he's like, we're going to have the best staff. And then he gave no insight into like what he's looking for. I don't know. Maybe he's saving it for the interview, I hope, but I don't think he's going to get the Jet job. I don't.
Yeah. I mean, and then, so let's say it's Flores or Glenn. Anybody else, I don't really know how I would feel about that. But then, of course, the quarterback is the next question, which, I remember like about a month ago, I wanted to call in, or 2 months before all this craziness, to call in and like talk about the crapshoot that is, drafting, because like we have kind of avoided, well, we've had the Sam Darnold thing, of course, now he turns out to be great, but there's so many clubs out there that have basically paid their franchise quarterbacks without having a franchise quarterback. I mean, look at the Dolphins paying Tua. I don't think that's the answer. Jacksonville with Trevor, I don't know. Don't think that's the answer. I would almost say like Herbert got the bag. I think he's great, but he still has to win a playoff game. So let's see. I actually hope he does that this weekend, but we'll see. It's really hard, as as our loyal listener from Texas would say. I think he claimed to know how to draft the quarterbacks better than the GMs, but it's really hard to judge, which is one of the reasons why I think having Aaron back would potentially help. But yeah,
I agree. Look,
who else? I mean, like anybody that we draft is going to be is going to be difficult. And
this is not the year to draft someone high anyway. So
well, exactly.
That's why Aaron might be the best option, and then you take a dart throw. Maybe it's actually, ironically, Jackson Dart, let's say, in the second round.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to be honest, I actually liked Joe Douglas, but I always thought his biggest error was in the first Zach Wilson year, not having anybody behind him, not having a veteran there. That very first camp, he was just given the reins from day one. He had nobody to compete against, and nobody to teach him either. I mean, that was, I still think, the biggest glaring mistake of his tenure. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, JJ McCarthy. Do we even know what the hell that is? I mean, I to be honest, when I watched him at Michigan, I thought he was okay, but he seemed more like a game manager than like an super athletic quarterback to me. Not that I'm an expert or anything, but he could be great. But again, do we trust him without like some sort of great, good backup or an Aaron Rodgers type person, to teach him? I don't know.
Well, I mean, look, one thing for sure, they have to figure out eventually what the long-term plan is at quarterback. It might not be this year, though, because you can't force it. To me, this should be about getting the right coach and GM in place, continue to build up the rest of the team. Whether you keep Aaron or it's Tyrod and Justin Fields, that matters, obviously, but you got to get the coach right. And then maybe you make the move to get the quarterback a year from now. Because I look at like what the Bills did. They ended their playoff drought of 17 years with Tyrod Taylor, and then they made the trade up to get Josh Allen. Kansas City was a playoff team with Alex Smith, but they weren't going to win a Super Bowl with Alex Smith, so they eventually traded all the way up to get Patrick Mahomes. The Ravens were a playoff team with Flacco, and then they traded back into round one and drafted Lamar Jackson. So you don't necessarily have to be awful to find your quarterback. You could build the rest of the team and then make a move or two to get your quarterback. So we got to see. Maybe Tyrod Taylor can end the Jets playoff drought like he ended the Bills playoff drought if they move on from Rodgers. That'd be nice. Wouldn't bank on it, though. Dorian has gifted 1 channel membership. Thank you, Dorian. Dorian, you're in the raffle for 1. CCAP is the recipient of the channel membership. Let's get to more of your calls right now. Big Cho Jet is next. Hello, Big Cho.
Jake, how are you?
What's up, Big Cho? Are you a first-time caller?
First-time caller, first day membership.
Welcome aboard, Big Cho.
How you doing?
I'm living the dream.
Hey, love the show, man. I had to be a member.
I appreciate it. Did you sign up on YouTube or you're a Patreon member you're talking about?
I'd sign up on YouTube. I'm old school, man. I don't know. Technology is not my best asset.
Hey, it's all good. Welcome aboard. I appreciate you you signing up, and I'll make sure we get you down for the raffle.
I appreciate it. Hey, I have a question. You know, you've been talking about Flores as the next coach. Have you entertained Ben Johnson coming if he could pick his own GM?
I don't think they are going to get a chance to even speak with him. I think Ben Johnson made it clear he's not interested. Ben Johnson's mentor is Adam Gase. I think that's why the connection is what it is.
Oh, because I would love to see him have an offensive guy come in. And I'd also like us to keep Rodgers for another year to mentor a new quarterback coming in. Maybe if we could trade up in the draft to get a quarterback. He doesn't have to necessarily start right away, but Rodgers could be there to mentor him to be somewhat of a bridge. What do you think?
I agree. I don't know who that quarterback is that they'd be drafting, but let's use Jackson Dart, for example. They took him on the 2nd or 3rd round.
Sure.
And he sits behind Rodgers, and if the Jets fall out of it, that guy plays. I'm in. I think for that to happen, though, Rodgers would have to be willing to take a pay cut, learn a new offense, all things we don't have the answer to right now. And then most importantly, what do the next GM and coach want to do? Do they want Aaron Rodgers as their quarterback?
Well, I hope so, because this long playoff drought's killing me.
Now, Gator's saying that you haven't moved your head since last Saturday. Is this true?
I haven't moved my head. Here you go. I moved my head.
There you go. You got good movement with that. Give me one of these. Give me a little neck crack.
Hey, see the Jet sweatsuit?
Oh, yeah, I see it.
I got the pants and the sweats in the top working, man.
You wearing it all?
I'm wearing it all, brother. Got the white with the Nike green swoosh.
Nice.
You got the Jets hat on.
You look good. You're very handsome.
Appreciate it. I'm all about it. I wish I lived up in New York. I live in North Carolina. I can't ever go to a game.
Well, you got to come in for one of our meetups next year for a game, all right?
Send me an invite. I'll be there.
All right, Big Cho, I'm going to give you a call. We'll make it happen. Good first call, Big Cho. Call back anytime. Could Big Cho make a run in March? Well, he's going to have to get into the tournament first, but you never know. More of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Ricky NY, the leader of the Aaron Glenn to the Jets coalition, has called in. Hello, Ricky.
Hey, what's happening, Jake? Yeah, I don't want to be negative and sound like I'm the new Allen, but I am going to play devil's advocate in this situation. Of course, Flores is going to try to say the right things in a job interview, trying to get a job. I think all of us would. However, everybody from Connor Rogers to Nick Faria to now Ryan Fitzpatrick has pointed out the potential red flags with him. And it sounds like people are trying to convince themselves that he's changed when there's really no concrete evidence to support that. Meanwhile, you got Aaron Glenn, who played under Parcells and maintained a friendship with Parcells. His playing career overlapped with DeMeco Ryans. He was a scout here, knows McCown through the Jets, was a coach in New Orleans. I mean, he's got connections everywhere, not just what he has in Detroit now. And I think it would be silly to overlook such a promising candidate just based on just sheerly the fact that he would be a first-time coach.
That's not a reason why you wouldn't hire him, but I do think if you're the Jets, experience should matter here. No, like, wouldn't you prefer a candidate with experience? Would you take Aaron Glenn over Mike Vrabel, for example?
Personally, I would.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's where you lose me.
Yeah, you know what though? If you look at Mike Vrabel's time in Tennessee, every year he had AJ Brown on that team under him. He had a good record, and as soon as AJ Brown left, he never won more than 7 games in a year after that. And that's not his fault. That's more on the GM than it is him. And I'll give you that. But no, I mean, for me personally, and I hear what everybody's saying and I get it. But when people say like, I worry that he could build a competent staff, or I'm afraid of having a first-time head coach, I don't want to, make decisions and let fear and insecurity inform my decisions. I want to make the decisions from a position of power. If I was Woody, I'd say, hey, look at the last regime. I gave them plenty of leeway. I will let you take this team in your direction. The goal here is we just want to win football games. The fact is, we have the best roster, top to bottom, of damn near any team in the league. And if we hadn't had garbage coaching and a bum for a kicker last year, we would be in the playoffs right now, and instead of looking for a coach. But coaching was the problem, and that's why you're here right now. And that would be my pitch. But yeah, I'm all 100% for Aaron Glenn.
Look, I get it, Ricky. I just think you're nuts if you would take Aaron Glenn over Mike Vrabel. I like Aaron Glenn. I still prefer someone that's been a head coach before. Now, I'm not saying I would take Matt Nagy over Aaron Glenn. I wouldn't. But if the resumes are similar in my mind, I'm going with the guy with experience. Hence, I'm taking Flores. And you love Aaron Glenn because, well, he played for the Jets and all that. Like, how about Brian Flores being from Brooklyn? Understands this market, understands the city. I think that should factor in as well if we're going to use Aaron Glenn's Jet ties. Abu Dhabi Jet fan is in the raffle for 5, because for every $20 super chat, you get 5 entries. And he writes in the following: I'm starting to think McCown will be next year's hot candidate, and better being a year early than a year late. I like Josh McCown. I would not prefer him over Brian Flores or even Aaron Glenn. I don't know. I'd have to think about Glenn versus McCown. I would need to know what McCown's staff looks like. Which former head coaches are going to be on his coaching staff? Guy's never been a coordinator before. So you got to have somebody on that staff, probably multiple guys that have previous head coaching experience that can help him. That's a huge jump to go from quarterback coach to head coach that quickly. Huge jump. And he better be the next Kevin O'Connell, because that's what you're basically saying if you hire him that quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now. I know what the chat needs. They need something we like to call around here the Beast.
Holy crap, here comes Beast Breaker 666.
Why don't you get your fat ass on a treadmill and go the distance with me?
Is that Bobby Midnight?
I'm not into politics, and I already told you that.
I might be big, but I'm going to be bad enough to put you out.
Beast Breaker always has some salient points.
What's up, Beast?
Good evening. How are we feeling today?
Beast, I'm feeling good. The first show today, you tried to call in and we couldn't hear a damn thing you were saying.
Well, this shitty internet. That's why. But let's not jump with the Brian Flores stuff just yet. We gotta learn to slow it down a little bit. I mean, it's January. Let's think about the good things first. If we get Rex Ryan, and if we don't get Vrabel, okay, we'll get Brian Flores. But we'll also need to add Aaron Glenn. Remember, Aaron Glenn was a Jet. He knew how to do the line. See, him, Green, Smith, and many other former New York Jets, they know this game. See, they're not stupid. See, all these new fans, they think they know everything. No. You don't know. You wouldn't know what should hit you if lightning came down from the heavens and hit you one. This is why I say right now, let's focus on our top three right now. I say our three candidates right now are Vrabel, Ryan, and Glenn. That's a three-way combination of destruction. Oh, and did the Knicks win last night?
They did.
At the Garden.
They did.
Great. I love it. I would like to see the Rangers look good, and I'd love to see them win a Stanley Cup. That would actually make my New Year's resolution feel great. And maybe, just maybe, and this Pete Carroll guy. I remember Pete Carroll. He was okay. Hey, Peter Castro. Hey, dickhead, go get me some gabagool, salami, cheese, those rolls that you get from the in Jersey, and give me my mayo and lettuce, and make sure you bring it back here pronto. Is that clear? Don't give me a hard time today. Now let's get back to football, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Now I am sick and tired of all this crap. Mike, if you're gonna piss me off, I'm gonna knock your teeth out and I'm gonna bust you right across the goddamn eyes. Now get out of my face. I already had enough of it yesterday. I don't need any more today. Now let's get some goddamn facts here. Anybody know what a good defensive line is? We need men with honor, glory, balls of steel, and courage. That's what this team has been lacking the last 14 years. It's embarrassing. It's making me sick to my stomach. And you think I don't get any sick in my stomach? I do.
Beast, your internet's not doing so well right now. What's wrong with your internet, Beast?
Sorry about that. Can you hear me?
That's very staticky, Beast.
Sorry about that. But like I was saying, we need a goddamn defensive line that'll fucking get off the goddamn line and knock some of these bastards back into goddamn reality.
Beast,
I am sick and tired of all the... Hey, can we get everybody to yell it? It's J-E-T-S, Jets, yeah! Hey, South Philly, thank you very much indeed. Oh, hey, to Bobby Midnight. Hey, how's he feeling?
He's a little under the weather still.
Oh man. Hey, Bobby. Okay, let's get you that Burger King song out. Whopper, get him now at BK. Have it your way. You rule.
Yeah.
Hey, that's for you, Bobby. I hope you get that Whopper job at Burger King, man. Hey, but if I ever come to Burger King, just make sure my Whopper is ready. No tomato, no lettuce, just mayo on both top and bottom, and a little lettuce to the top and extra cheese. Hey, I like that. Hey, I like it that way. It's flamboyant. Anything flamboyant works for me. Hey, Jake, let me ask you, how do you like your Whopper?
However Bobby Midnight fries it, I'm in.
All right, fair. Oh, and one more song. Can we get the good? Let's get a good commercial going. I want my baby back. 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 Chili's baby back ribs with barbecue sauce. Oh, Peter Castro. Hey, Goomba head. You wanna get down and funky with me? Hey, I'll go Dusty Rhodes out here and go, hey, we're gonna get funky like a monkey, and don't think I won't kick your ass. I'll do it right now, sonny boy. And Hector, you want to go, son? Get into the ring and let's go right now, sonny. Because I can take you to school, and I'll take you to school. Apollo Creed all night long. 1, 2, 3. Where can I get that? Son, fridge? Really? Kid, I'm part German, Italian, and many other cultures. I was grown up tough. Beef brain, I'm sorry, I don't have a beef brain. I got a brain that works perfectly. See, I have a 3.2 GPA, IQ of 140. So in the words from the great Joel Gerner, as he once said, don't give me your bullshit. I'm just here for facts, and I'm going to tell it like it is. Next season, we will dominate the goddamn AFC East. We will take it back, and we're not going to stop until we get what we want. Do I make myself clear, Jake?
You do, Beast. Absolutely.
How many years have we looked like shit? I'm going to ask you this. How many years?
Too many. What are your thoughts on Rob V's comment?
Right now, he needs to go get a rectal exam. He needs to go back to school. Get out of my face and take a walk. Because I am not in a good. I don't need aggravation after yesterday. Oh, and to the hamburger guy who said I'm a fraud, hey asshole! Next time you talk your smoke, I'm gonna burn you like a brisket, and I'll roast your ass like a bag of ganja. Don't piss me off as bad as I am. Smooth brain moron. Hey, let's play that song that I like. These nuts. Hey, I love that song. It's funny. A guy called classic. Hey, nothing wrong against peanuts. I love my peanuts. Hey, peanuts. Who's your daddy? Hey, Peter. I'm your daddy, bitch. Now get on your knees and pay homage to the king.
On behalf of the Jake Asman Show, we apologize for the foul language.
Beast was making some points there, and then, the chat came after him, and, the rest is history. Beast, appreciate the call. Let's continue now. Let's see what we got here. We have Devin on the line. Hey, Devin.
Oh, dude, really? He did that to me. What's up, Jake? How you doing, bro?
Living the dream, Devin. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Listen, you just did that to me. You're going to put me on after Beast Breaker. You did that on purpose, huh?
You'll get us back on track. People, Beast Breaker, very polarizing. People love Devin. Devin has a very high Q score on the show. I know what I'm doing around here.
You are fucking funny. I'm sorry. Excuse the foul language. But you are hilarious. No, dude, look, I'm torn though, man. For real. Like back on track. Because I do like the beginning of the rant, what you were talking about. It wasn't a rant, but what you were saying. Dude, I've gotten Vrabel out my brain. I've taken him off my brain. I feel like that was it's crazy how it's very interesting to me that the media did not pick up on the fact that like the New England Patriots just threw out 2 token black guys. It was like, hey, here you go.
A couple did. I'll give credit to Albert Breer. I retweeted the video the other night. I gave him credit on the Patriots official network. He called them out, which earned my respect. But yeah, I mean, it'd be a way bigger deal if Woody Johnson did that. That's for sure. I mean, that's what it is.
And you pointed it out day one. I see this. Wow, Jake. I didn't hear that because I really don't listen to the media. You're like my media. You and BG and some other Jets contenters are like what I consume when I'm able to be away from work because I can't handle the other stuff. It's like I try to turn on ESPN because I want to get my highlights. Our next one last night. Hey,
yes, sir.
That was big. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But it's like I need you, bro. Like that's just why I contribute, and I will continue to do so as long as I'm able. Because for what you do for this community, first of all, how you put shit together is like hilarious to me. It's like it's amazingly like that's your genius. That is your genius right there. We all have a genius somewhere. That is yours. Like that's a gift you got, bro. Like for real. But it's just amazing how the rest of the world thinks, man. I just can't do it. But I'm torn, man, because I really and I'm going back to get into my point. I'm torn between Flores and Aaron Glenn. Like, dude, when I watched what Aaron Glenn did, like not having, as you pointed out earlier, like the Vikings, name somebody on the Vikings defense. Yeah, besides the dude that broke his leg or whatever, tore his ACL. Yeah, no, Hutchinson really didn't pay attention to them like that. But similarly to the Vikings, like they don't have a whole lot of household names. They got a couple of players that's, people may know, but not like a whole lot. And so I respect that as well, and I think both of these guys can bring in an element of hatred for the other teams in the AFC East. And I kind of like that component of it kind of like speaks to me. Because can you imagine Brian Flores being that coach, bro? Like having to play the Jets having to play the freaking Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots twice a year, 2 teams that like has not done right by him. Dude, that's like half the division.
Yeah, I mean, New England, I wouldn't say they didn't do right by him, right? Like he called that like a homecoming job if he got it, but they haven't requested him to my knowledge. So
right.
So maybe he'll be slighted by that. I don't know, but Miami, there's real venom there, and he also has a wrongful lawsuit against the Giants too, which is nice because they they had the token BS interview with him before they were going to hire Dable. Remember the whole thing?
Right.
They texted the wrong Brian.
They texted. Yep. And
Belichick texted the wrong
Belichick
Brian.
texted. Yeah, Belichick texted him and was like, "Congratulations on the job." He was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, but I just need him to drop the lawsuit though, because that's just gonna not hold well for the Jets because it's the Jets and they're gonna hold it against us somehow, way, shape, or form. So he needs to drop that if he's offered a job.
But he's coaching right now with that ongoing litigation, so I don't think it matters.
Yeah, but I think it's different with like being a DC versus being, the head coach of an organization, especially like our organization that gets so much media because you know how ass the Giants are. Like, think about the fact that how ass the Giants are, and they look at the Jets as being more dysfunctional than the Giants when the Giants are, dude, they're watching Saquon Barkley run for 2,000 and could have broke the Russian single season Russian record, but you decided to keep Daniel Jones. But whatever, do whatever you want, whatever. I'm just saying, like, how much heat we get. That's why we need things to be corrected, because I don't want that distraction. I don't want that to be like Prince have to ask questions about, whoa, what do you think your head coach suing the NFL? Like, you know what? The NFL, they're racist. Yes, whatever. That's evident. In my opinion,
I don't think that matters. I think ultimately,
yeah, exactly.
If they don't hire Flores, it will have nothing to do with that. I think
I don't think so either.
Because they like someone more. They liked McCown better. They liked Rex better. They liked Glenn better. Whoever it ends up being, that's what I don't think the lawsuit will have anything to do with it.
OC for McCown. McCown is an OC. I would love that. I would really love that. If we could get Flores and McCown as the OC, that would be nice. That would be really nice. I don't know who the GM is going to be, but anyhow, well, I appreciate you, man. I love it. I love how you put this show together. It's my daily entertainment, and thank you for that.
Devin, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for all the support. I'm glad that I got to meet you in person at the Texans game this year. Devin and his family came to the Asmaniac outing for that one, group buy. We all sat in the same section and tailgated before. Great night. Jets won. The weather was perfect. A rare good night in the 2024 nightmare season. Gator writes in, can you bring back on Funnel Butt? Not if you're going to call my man Beast Breaker Funnel Butt, Gator. No way. You refer to him as Mr. Breaker, and I'll think about it. Gator writes in, why isn't anyone talking about Joe Brady? The guy turned around Buffalo, made their offense elite, plus we could downgrade Josh Allen's dominance. Joe Brady's an interesting name. He's a young guy. What is he, like 34, 35? I don't hate the idea. I mean, I think he's a good candidate. I don't know why they didn't request Liam Cohen as well. M. Morris says, just hire Gruden. John Gruden has not even been interviewed yet by anyone, so I feel like that's not going to happen. Of the candidates they have spoken to, Brian Flores, if they can't get Vrabel, is my preference right now for head coach. GM-wise, I want Thomas Dimitroff. I like Mike Borgonzi if they're going to hire someone who doesn't have experience. But we'll see. What should I have for dinner tonight? We got football on. Do I go with wings? Do we order burgers? Do I run down the street to Chipotle? What should I get for dinner, chat? Let me know. Richard writes in, I want to eat subs at Jersey Mike's with Beast Breaker. Hey, Beast, would you have Jersey Mike's with Richard from Jersey?
Who's your daddy? Hey, Peter, I'm your daddy, bitch. Now get on your knees and pay homage to the king.
Beast is rewatching the show that he was just on. Beast, you there?
Yep, give me a sec there, Chief. How you feeling?
How are you?
Ready for action or are we ready to go?
Yeah, we had a question from the audience. Would you eat a Jersey Mike sub with Richard from Jersey?
Let me say it's about my subs. Extra gabagool, salami, little turkey, a little bit of Virginia ham. Also, if you want to put mustard right there, that's fine. Also, put some good cheese on there. Extra pro. Make sure when you do the cheese, shredded cheese. You understand that? Shredded cheese. Extra mayo, lettuce, but it has to be shredded. It has to be cut. Not goddamn looking like this. No. I want that lettuce shredded.
Richard said he's buying. He's buying for you as well.
Okay, good. But I'll tell you what. If you get that for me, you're gonna get a good 10% pay cut. You'll get a good pay cut. But I'm gonna tell you this right here. Next season, no mercy. No goddamn mercy. Peter Castro, I'm gonna knock your goddamn lights out if you keep pissing me off. You already got me red hot. Now I'm gonna roast your ass like a bucket of peanuts.
On behalf of the Jake Asman Show, we apologize for the foul language.
Look, I'll give Beast credit for this. The man was studying the tape. All right, he was reviewing his call. That's what you want. You want that commitment when you're a caller on this show. It's well said. More of your calls right now. We got some heavy hitters on the line. Johnny Boy's next. What's up, Johnny?
Hey, what up, Jake? How you holding up, man?
I'm living the dream.
Well, first and foremost, thanks so much for putting out the stuff with Flores, man. That's the stuff that I've been talking in regards to about him. I think he just gets the crap put out there in regards of him and what he's done in the past and stuff like that. And people don't want to give the dude a second chance, right? I mean, he spoke very well on that conference with the press and whatnot, but I don't know, man. I'm hyped for him. I hope he does. I could see the team that's aligning with him and everything as well, so I could see the Braganzi. I could see, I think my kid just busted his ass.
What happened?
I don't know. He's being crazy, jumping off of stuff. So
You gotta go attend to your crying child. Johnny froze. Johnny, thanks for the time. Maybe his kid busted the internet is what he busted. Big Fella writes, and what is Beast Breaker's favorite band? It's amazing because Big Fella yesterday paid to put Beast in the hole, and now a day later he loves the Beast. Hey, Beast, what's your favorite band?
Put some good cheese.
Beast, you there?
Yeah, give me a minute. I'm coming right on down. I'm just doing a little reviews here.
I like how you're studying the tape, Beast. I respect it.
I'm just doing my reviews. And plus, let me just say this. The first 3 preseason games, this is what we do. We let these young stars come on, and this is what we do. We're going to let these young kids play. And we're going to let them play, but we're not going to fuck around. We're going to play
Who's
serious.
your favorite band, Beast?
Oh, I got my top 5. All
right, here we
Trans-Siberian Orchestra is one of them. Battle Beast from Finland's another. Beast in Black from Finland. Blind Guardian from Germany. And last but not least, from England, Dragon Force. These are my 5. These are my champions. Peter, I'm your daddy, bitch. Now get out of here before I slap you. Get out of here. Don't make me go Tony Soprano because I'm going to take your goddamn head and ram it right through a wall.
On behalf of the Jake Asman Show, we apologize for the foul language.
I'm starting to get the sense Peter Castro is not the biggest fan of Beast Breaker. More of your calls. Let's say hello to John, who's next. Hey, John.
Oh, my God, dude. Beast Breaker's just content. He makes me feel better about myself in more ways than one. So
I think he makes a lot of good points.
He makes a lot of very coherent points. I think he needs that helmet of yours, that full-size Jets helmet, on him at all times. So
I hope he wins. Beast, get the membership, and you'll have a chance to win a full-size helmet. Great point, John.
I need you around, Beast. I need you around for a long time. He kind of made me lose my train of thought there, but I wanted to talk about Ryan Fitzpatrick. You mentioned him earlier on the show. I see both sides. I know people think he's kind of like a spurned ex-girlfriend at this point, but I really do think, he's a very smart guy. He's an intelligent guy. I think he actually is helping the Jets a little bit. He's giving us more information. He's being honest about his time. He's another guy like McCown that's been around the league. He's been to, upwards of 50% of the league and knows what works, what doesn't work. And I appreciate that he's honest. I do think there's definitely a little bit of, sourness there, but I do really appreciate his comments. I think it's just going to give the Jets more ammunition for interviews, but not to be confused. I do think Flores is a great great candidate. I think Flores McCown would be an awesome combo for all the reasons that you've said. Brooklyn hates the Dolphins.
You know what? You know who we could have on his like resume of like recommendations. It's like references, right? Fitz is like if he calls anyone from Miami, that he burned a lot of bridges. It's like okay, well, call Mike Tomlin, call Kevin O'Connell.
That's
Mike
right.
Tannenbaum knows Mike Pettin. He's on that staff. Call talk to guys that have been with him post Miami and see what he's learned.
And I wouldn't want to call Miami. What are they? They're not going to want to give us any information anyways. I hate the Dolphins. I mean, yeah, like you said, call the Steelers, call Minnesota. You got Josh McCown that's going in for interviews anyways. Ask him what's it been like to coach with Brian Flores. Just get as much information as possible. But I just wanted to say that, I see it a little bit different. I do think that Fitzpatrick is a really intelligent, coherent, and sincere. I do really believe what he says. And he's kind of a goofball. That's the other thing. I think he's a goofball. Flores is a hard ass. They're going to clash. Those people, I'm a goofball. I don't like people that are very serious, but I'm not a football player. So, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Yeah, man. Also, if there's any Maine Jets fans, I just moved here not too long ago. Would love to meet up in the next season. This off season will be long, but
are you from New York originally? How'd you get to Maine?
Just marrying a girl from Maine.
Now, to confirm, you're not former Mets pitcher John Maine, right?
No, I am not former Mets pitcher. I pitched last time I pitched, I was 13 years old, and I threw maybe 38 miles an hour. So didn't pan out.
I love it. Now, a lot of people are commenting about the TV behind you, saying that, hey, your TV's gonna fall. Are you secure with the TV back there? You feel good about where it's on?
I feel pretty good. It's been 5 months. Hasn't moved. I think we're good.
All
but
right.
I appreciate the concern. Thank you, chat.
Well, I'll tell you what, John, call back more. Have you called before? You do look familiar, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was the you used to call me Jake Paul. I've changed my whole situation. Always love the show. I'm always watching whenever I can. Got a new job, so I can't tune in all the time, but when I can, I'll definitely call in.
John, great call, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy.
And look, if you're in Maine, you're not that far away from Vermont. Robert Woodruff, Bobby Midnight. You two get together, watch some football. Just saying. Beastbreaker has responded to Peter Castro. He writes in, Peter Castro is a turd and he can't lace my boots. Another salient point by the Beast. More of your calls right now. This guy's call ended when he froze. Johnny Boy's back. Johnny, did your kid bust your internet?
Nah, my phone died because I was on my phone. So it died, man. But now what I wanted to say was with Flores and everything, I could already start seeing his staff lining up, right? He has a relationship with what's his name? I can't pronounce his name. Mike Borgonzi, right? They were both scouts in the past together and whatnot. So I can see Flores? That. I believe so. Yeah, there were scouts from back in the day when he was over there in Mass.
Let's see what Borgonzi's resume. He was at Boston College, assistant recruiting coordinator. Let's see. Did it line up with Brian Flores? Let's see. Brian Flores. He played at Boston College from 99 to 03. So no overlap there. I don't think they overlapped anywhere unless I'm missing. No, I don't think there was any overlap.
I have the stuff. I'll be able to I'll send it to you on the Discord so you can see what I'm talking about. And then
what's up with your lights behind you? You having a seizure?
I got the I'm having a party, bro. It's over here for you, man. That's why I just wanted
Some
to
are speculating you haven't paid your electric bill.
Nah, my bill is always paid on time, bro. That shit comes out automatically. It's gotta. But nah, the other stuff was OC, right? Josh McCown, of course, is what we've been talking about and everything. But the DC, you kind of hit on it the other day, Mike Pettit, right? Bring him back as that. He's had, in the past as a DC, he's already doing it over there as a linebacking coach with the Vikings and whatnot. But you wanted to get your thoughts in regards to that as a whole package and kind of putting that out there for all that and everywhere of the, as maniacs and what they want.
Mike Pettin as DC. I mean, look, you're going to let Flores pick his staff, but that personally wouldn't excite me that much.
100%.
Yeah.
I just got to change the light bulb, man. I just noticed this. It's crazy.
Look, I got to let you go, Johnny. Rick Kent just wrote he's sensitive to lights, and I got to issue a warning. I don't want Rick Kent to stroke out. So I appreciate it, Johnny. We can't. This Easy Does It is a Lions fan. He's having a seizure. We had to end that call. Appreciate you, though, Johnny. You're the man. More of your calls right now, ladies and gentlemen. I know exactly what we need to do. We need to get a up-close and personal perspective. So we say hello right now to David T.
I got my Iron UG. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
Hi, Jake.
Howdy, David.
I sort of hear an echo. So are you okay?
You sound good to me.
All right, sir. The Mike Vrabel thing, and I'm having fun with it. It's almost coming to like a reality show, or well, there was another thing I was going to say, but Vegas, Brady could be the trump card, and New England could be his dream job. But hey, you know what? He's an independent man. Why can't he weigh everything out? And why not us?
Would you say you have a nose for one of these candidates?
A nose? I have.
Ricky says David knows I'm right about Glenn.
Yeah, Aaron Glennon is interesting, but if we can switch over to Flores, I'm impressed even by the little clip, And as far as Mr. Fitzpatrick, God, I liked him, but I can remember that game against Rex. I was laying on the sofa watching the game, and he couldn't hit a pass to save his life. These guys were so wide open, So, and I'm not going to knock him. I'm not going to knock him for that, but after he left the Jets, he was dishing the Jets, and that I do not respect him for. We'll see what happens, but I'm more and more on board with Mr. Flores.
Can you sniff the playoffs if they hire Brian Flores?
Oh, most definitely. If he hires, and he works with a good general manager and hires the right coaching staff, because Jake, they got the talent, and I think they can win right away.
So you could see it and maybe even smell success in the future.
I can see it, smell it, taste it, and if you're drinking beer, drink a few beers too.
Ladies and gentlemen, David T.
I got my Iron UG. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
Great call there from the great David T. Appreciate David T. More of your calls right now, ladies and gentlemen. Joining us on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is a guy by the name of Nick Shine. Hello, Nick.
What's up, sir? How are you?
Nice jacket.
Oh, it's fire. Thank you. Reversible, too. Black on the inside.
You look handsome.
We know who won't be purchasing that. Anyway, I'm very excited over Aaron Glenn telling the Patriots to go suck and not taking the interview with them. How awesome is that?
I mean, I like it. He has 0% chance of getting the job, and he knows that, which is why he did it.
Well, there's a couple reasons, right? Is it do the Patriots basically just get the feedback from everybody that it was a sham? So now they're trying to interview people who are actual candidates. And Glenn was like, "No, I don't want any part of this charade." Or is he just more jet than we think? And he's like, "Nah, I got no interest of even going up there."
I think he has no interest in interviewing because he knows he has 0% chance of getting the job. It's going to go to either Vrabel or Ben Johnson, and that's probably really it.
I see Purple Belt Mike wants to see the other side of the jacket. Mike, I'm in the car right now, man. It's
reverse.
All right, hold on. Anything for you guys. All right, the bell's chiming. I'm sure the chat's going to complain about that. It's not as bad as Johnny's light, so suck it up. Deal with it.
Yeah, you're not giving us a seizure at least, so that's good.
All right, so this is the backside of the black jacket, the original logo, and then this is the backside of the green side.
Nice.
So I think, as the kids say, it's fire. I don't know if is that right, Jake? You're younger than me. You're in touch with that.
Yeah. The kids say it's hip.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's what they say.
I don't know. That's why I got to call you, man. That's why I got to talk to you.
That's a great jacket, though.
It is fantastic.
Is that a starter jacket?
It's a starter jacket. If you just Google Jets starter reversible, it pulls up. It's at Fanatics. I think it was on sale for $169.
Promo code Nick Shine.
Yeah, of course. Of course. But yeah, I was rushing out. I had to get to my second job. I'm waiting for a high school basketball game then before the young kids play at 7. And I got.
What happened with Gorman yesterday? How come there was no strip club?
He had his brother with him, and his brother drove there, and I didn't want to split them up. I thought it was I didn't want to steal Charles from his brother and say, "You go home alone," and try to explain that to your mom.
Yeah, that could be a tough conversation. That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Charles to come out with this more. And if we do something, like his brother, the whole family did not know about the rap song.
They never saw
Charles lied to his family the day he came to my house to do the rap song and said he was just taking an Uber to the mall.
Wow. So they learned about it through you?
Charles living a hip-hop life.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the bottom of this.
You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. I'm not saying that Loski takes steroids. Give me some of it. Hey, Charles. Who is that lovely lady? Send it this way, Charles.
Charles, this is true? Chuck. Charles, you're on the air.
Charles, don't respond if you love the ladies. My man.
Charles? Does he know he's on the air?
He's probably got your show muted and he's watching some sort of Marvel DC action.
Charles, hello?
He does have a beard coming in though, man.
He has no idea he's on right now. Charles, you got to get better internet, man. Who's got worse internet today? You or Beastbreaker? Good God. All right, Charles. Does he know? I see movement.
Good point, Charles. Well made.
And he's gone. God.
I was like, what the hell did I do? What did I do? What did I get?
No, not you. He just laughed and then it went back to me. Rat Diddy says he's scrolling Hinge. Maybe. Charles is one with the ladies.
Nice. Yeah, so I didn't want to split the family up and steal him from him. He's out with a nice little lunch with his brother. I didn't want to be that guy.
All right. Well, a future trip needs to be planned.
Well, are you coming out February 1st? Are you going to make the journey to New Jersey as we say, see you soon to Hawk?
It's in the calendar.
Then we'll do it that day. Charles is in for that day. You're in.
All right.
Tom A's coming down. We got Clancy, Nate. I think Weed will be there. It'll be a good time, and then we could be there firsthand.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's back.
Hi, I'm Charles, and I'm going to talk about Spider-Man and movies and sports and video games and maybe hot chicks.
First off, my new browser, I tried the Opera browser. It wasn't working properly. So I may have to resort to my other laptop when I come on here. How you guys doing?
How are you, Charles?
Good, Charles.
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great.
We didn't.
Now, tell us about the tell us about what Nick Shine revealed on the show. Were you able to hear the show? Do we need to recap it for you?
I've heard it. Nick wanted to take me to a strip club, but my brother was there and he didn't want to separate me from my brother.
Yeah, before that, though. When you made the rap video
Charles,
this summer.
Charles, maybe go back into the bedroom for the discussion. Go back in your room and then sit down.
I am in my bedroom.
I know you were roaming the Gorman compound there. I saw that nobody in your family knows that you had a rap song. Your brother was like shocked.
I showed it to my mom yesterday. She got a kick out of it.
She did. All right, good.
She enjoyed it?
Yes.
Awesome.
I have yet to show it to my dad, though.
I want Dennis's thoughts.
Would they still let you hang out with me after seeing what we collaborated on?
I told him that after
internet?
we hung out at the mall, you took me to your house and we did the rap video.
Oh, the lies just get layered now. Jesus Christ. Now I'm a part of the lie. Thanks.
That
I
is
try not
true.
to lie at this stage of life.
Well, she likes the rap video. She likes you, my mom and my parents. They think you're a good guy.
Will there be another rap video?
Charles is the talent. Charles says yes. We start working on it tonight. It's all
I'll
about the
pass
talent,
on the rap.
you know?
I consider the rap video a one and done deal.
What?
Rap-
Why?
Rap's not my thing.
I
know I did a
disagree.
rap video. I did it for kicks. I did it for fun, and it's just not my thing,
right.
you know?
What genre of music would you like to venture into now? We can make that happen. You name the genre and we make it work.
I don't want to do another music video. I just want to hang out with you like a regular person, and that's it.
There's been a lot of you out there asking about who he be. Well, he's about to let you know.
He's Charles. This rap is so hot, you'll play it on a loop. You'll never get the recipe for chicken noodle soup. Super a spider or even a bat. Got nothing on me or Bobby with his hat. Lady's gotta be a 10 if I'm gonna date her. Shout out to my homie, his name is Gator. I'm Charles.
To all you other guys trying to rap on Jake's show, got nothing on this guy and his flow.
He's Charles. These bars be so hot, I'll get invited on Fountain. You know who won't? That hater, Alan. My comic book and movie takes are so hot and wild. Since my last verse, Johnny had another child. While YouTube is blowing up, I'm doing my part. I excuse myself every single time that I fart. I'm Charles.
Jets, Yankees, comics, hip-hop, nobody compares when it comes to him.
He's Charles. I see everyone on Jake's show trying to prop us. I'm the only one jumping over cars. Loski calls the show and he's always really loud. Shout out to Nick, you know he'd be proud. I don't like Zach or his family, they're Mormon. First name Charles, last name Gorman. I'm Charles, motherfucker.
You just witnessed the debut of a proud New York Jet fan and a Jake Asman production. Brought to you by the man, the myth, the legend himself.
I'm Charles.
You're really going to tell me, Charles, we're not going to get a second rap video from you? Come on.
What are we doing, Charles?
I'm serious, man. I mean, it was nice, but it's just not my thing.
Name a price.
You know?
Name a price, and we will crowd.
There won't be any
crowdsource.
price. You could give me $10 million, I wouldn't take it.
I don't believe you for a second. If someone gave you I would say if someone gave you $500, you would do it.
I wouldn't do it.
Wow. What would it take? It's a huge hit. The fans are screaming for an encore. You have the Asmaniac bracket coming out soon. A new song to go out with the beginning of the bracket would just solidify you running the table.
You might win the turn. That's actually a great point. If you get this deal done, this video done before Asmaniac Madness March 1, you might win the whole thing.
Well, Charles, I know you. If you got $10 million, you would spend it on comics and strippers in one afternoon. But a best of the best trophy lasts forever.
Comics is one thing, but strippers, no.
I'll pay for your first lap dance, Charles. How does that sound?
And I'll pay for the ending.
Ah, ha, 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 ha. Look, guys. I came on to talk about the upcoming head coach, general manager stuff. I heard Brian Flores is open to, I think he spoke out about the Jets. I think he said he's willing to come here, which is outstanding. I know Aaron Glenn turned down the interview for the Patriots. That is outstanding.
Did you hear what Aaron Glenn said today, though?
In a rap, though, Charles. Are you against Aaron Glenn being coach because he likes rap, since you don't like rap?
Oh, come on. Stop it.
Okay, I didn't know how far your hatred for rap goes. I'm sorry.
Aaron Glenn said he will not take the Jet job unless you make another rap video, Gorman.
Oh, that's bullshit, Jake, and you know it.
No, it's not. He actually just said it. He just texted me. I couldn't believe this. Unbelievable. He's watching. What's your message to the maybe next Jet head coach?
Wish you the best of luck.
Are you pulling a V-man right now, Charles?
I'm not pulling a V-man.
Kind of looks like you are.
My eyes are open, so I'm not sleeping.
Now they are.
Look at him. He's even talking trash to other potential one-seeds. I love the confidence and the cockiness.
First of all, V-man, it's not a shot at you. My eyes were not closed. They were open the whole time. And if V-man wants to sleep, that's his business.
All right, how about this? All right, this is a good point by Rat Diddy, who's watching the show. Shout out to Rat. How about a love song? Maybe it's not a rap this time, but maybe it's a different genre of music. Would you be open for that?
What if we do like an R&B, like a love song to maybe a special lady that you might be attracted to? And
I'm not doing any more music videos. Damn it. Like,
I don't know. I feel like you're missing out on a huge opportunity, Charles. We could crowdsource this. You could make tons of money.
I feel like we're negotiating with Vanilla Ice after that first album.
Everybody's got a price, Charles. Nick knows this. Everyone's got a price.
Charles, I know you love my beard. I'll shave my beard off if you don't do this.
you don't have to shave your beard if I don't do it.
Charles, think about what this could do for the Charles Gorman YouTube channel.
How about that, Jake? Charles, we release it exclusively on your channel, and everyone has to go subscribe to your channel to see it. How about that?
That's
a
good.
Negotiating tactic? We get you over 500 subs. We get you the watch time, everything.
That's a good point. Now you're investing in your career.
500 subs, you do it. This is the longest it's taken to say no, Jake. We may have made some progress. Everyone, go subscribe to Charles A. Gorman.
Hold on.
Now.
We need a verbal commitment first.
All right. I'm trying to get into.
You want me to make a music video so people can subscribe to my content?
Yeah.
I think this will help get people to subscribe to your content.
Yeah. You tell the fans right now, hell yeah, we got another song coming out. We're going to work on it.
But what if there are only people that only tune in for my music stuff? That's not good to me.
Okay, sometimes there's people who only tune in for my post-game shows, but as long as they subscribe, there's a chance they might come around later. You just got to build the audience.
You got to lay the bait, Charles, and then you sell them on how great you are once they get there. I already wrote 4 lyrics while looking at you.
Come on, Charles.
I'll think about it.
All right. Now we're getting closer. Getting closer. We'll get people to subscribe to your channel.
And I'm laying in the bed. I don't stir the pot like that dude, Ted. See, look, there we go. A little bit.
It's a good line. I mean,
how
I'm
about we
offering
do
to
a
pay for a
diss track,
lap dance, too. Ooh, a diss track. That'd be good.
How about we do a diss track, Charles, about the other people in the tournament?
No, I don't want to start a war.
All right.
You wouldn't start a war, you'd finish it.
I'll do a love song, but it's not just for one person. It'll be for ladies in general.
All right, now we have to think about this. Nick, I think we got to go with the love song over the diss track.
Done. I'll start writing tonight.
A love song. That is the winning formula. Let's go. And John has already subbed to your channel, Charles. It's already paying off.
All right.
Charles, what if we can get this done by February 1st and I get the DJ at the strip club to debut the song there and it plays while the ladies are dancing on stage?
Interesting.
Oh, screw $10 million. Nobody needs $10 million. See what we could do here, Jake, when we put our brains together?
I don't know, Charles. I feel like you're making out like a bandit here. You're getting lap dances paid for. You're getting subs to your channel. You're getting women who are in love with you in the chat. I just saw Genergy went crazy when she saw the idea of a love song brought up. She's a lovely lady, as you would say.
Charles, we're going to go to K&G and we're going to get like linen outfits and we're going to get like nice matching linen outfits.
Okay.
It's winter though, so we got, you know what? I got access to places. We can get indoors. Don't worry.
Charles, just remember, more money, more problems. Yeah, I figured that, Tom Mates. I figured that.
I feel like we have something here, Charles. All right, we'll talk more about this soon, but this is a good first step. Also, in advance, I'll tell you, don't fall in love with any strippers. All right, I'm gonna give you that advice about a month out here.
No promises. Don't you tell me what to do, okay, Asman? Don't you tell me what to do.
Not you, Gorman.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right, Charles. Thank you very much. Great job.
You're welcome.
Looking forward to it, Charles.
Excuse me.
All right, I think we made a lot of progress there, Nick. Well done.
Dude, let the writing begin. Gator, clear out your schedule.
Read Bonesy's brain too. Bonesy's he's a musical talent as well.
I think we're gonna have to take a shot at Bonesy for crying and over Rodgers.
We got to get Blitz BK in this. We got some talent out there.
We do. Gator, I'm out. Damn you. It's gonna be fun. We'll the wheels are already turning, and I'll talk to you off air about it. And Gator, I know you're in.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Nick Shine. Go subscribe to the Nick Shine Show on YouTube.
Yes. And everyone, give Charles a little love today. Let's subscribe to Charles Gorman's channel. I think he was around 160. Let's get him over 200 and just start to show him the love so he knows this is a project worth working on.
Let me post his link in the chat. We'll make it easy for everyone. Let's see.
Hell yeah. Good stuff. I love this community.
There we go. Charles' YouTube channel was just posted in the live chat. There's 530 of you watching live right now, so that should be, in theory, 530 subscribers for Charles.
You want to see Charles do a Jodeci R&B Boys to Men style video? How could you not? It's just 5 and 12 behavior we're doing here.
Nick, great job by you. I look forward to collaborating on this.
Talk soon, pal.
The great Nick Shine. All right. Progress was made there. That was big time. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. I got a couple super chats to get to, then I will wrap up with some calls. It's funny enough, Nick Shine and I were aligned with the caller from Maine talking about him meeting up with Bobby. Cactus Johnny wrote in, Jake, I love Aaron Glenn even more than Beastbreaker loves Gabagool. Parcells' disciple. Enough said. Beastbreaker, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love Gabagool? Beast? Beast, you there? Beastbreaker no longer with us. Big Cho Jet wrote in, I enjoyed being on the show. Well, Big Cho, great call. Concho Spazov. I didn't realize that was you, Big Cho. Change your YouTube name to Big Cho so we could know who you are. Rob writes in with an Asmaniac super chat of 12 months. Shout out to you, Rob. Wouldn't mind giving Mangini an interview. He was let go too soon. 2 winning seasons. Far bicep cost him. He's just been gone for so long, Rob. I don't think he's going to get an interview. I know his name was mentioned a while ago by Diana Rossini. I don't see it. Kyle Clifton writes, Beast Breaker's voice gives me seizures. Beast, any thoughts on what Kyle said? Beast, you there? Nope, he's not. Rat Diddy with a super chat. Thank you, Rat. Appreciate your support as always. Big night for quarterback Drew Aller tonight. He balls out. He might end up in the draft. If we could somehow get him, my lady friend went to high school with his mom. Possible opportunity for a Jake Asman interview. All right. Look, if he comes out, I think he's a top 10 pick. So we'll see. Just because he said he's going back to school doesn't mean he'll stay in school. Like, if they win the championship, he's going to stay in school another year? I don't know about that. City Burt writes in, which head coach would you trade a pick for? There's talk of O'Connell, maybe Tomlin being available. Both. But they're not going to go anywhere. I would trade my entire draft for Mike Tomlin. Seriously, all 7 picks. Well, Mike Tomlin's worth an entire draft. HHND became a channel member. Guess what? That's a raffle entry.
Free stuff.
I don't think we had one membership gift of anything more than 1 today in this show here. So if you want to be the first to gift to get 5 raffle entries, you can. Grand prize, full-size helmet. Other prize, Rodgers jersey. Other prize, merch from my store. Other prize, Gustbuster umbrella. And maybe one of the cooler prizes I've given away, the 1965 Joe Namath. Welcome to the NFL card. Orange Bowl stats. That's how old this bad boy is from Topps. Pretty cool. Devin says, just subscribe to Charles. Let's go. Number 1 seed. Look, Charles is going to be tough to beat in March. There is no doubt about that. He is one of one.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I burped.
That, by the way, is what you can get on the Gorman channel. Ladies and gentlemen, Beastbreaker, I believe, has awoken from his slumber. Let's find out.
Holy crap, here comes Beastbreaker 666.
Why don't you get your fat ass on a treadmill and go the distance with me?
Is that Bobby Midnight?
I'm not into politics, and I already told you that.
I may be big, but I'm going to be bad enough to put you out.
Beastbreaker always has some salient points.
What's up, Beast?
I had to go get some dinner out. A little bit of pork chops and potatoes tonight, and then tomorrow we're gonna do some Friday night tacos and a little bit of AEW Rampage. Oh, let me just say this. To Bobby Midnight, get better soon. And remember, 5 for 5 is Whopper, and BK, have it your way. You rule.
Yeah. I love it.
Hey, that's for you, Bobby. Hope you get better real soon, my friend. And hey, to everybody, let's hope for this season to go very good as planned. This is what I want as planned. Whatever we get out of that draft pick, we better get some big dudes. I'm talking big dudes. And I'm talking dudes that will eat the goddamn line from top to bottom. And when we get Glenn and Rex and Vrabel, there's no way the AFC East is going to hold us down. No. We are going to pick up the AFC and we're going to slam everyone in our sights. The last time we beat the Bengals was 2009. I remember it very clearly because it was at Giant Stadium. And anybody remembers that one? We all do, because that was a great memory game, great game. And and to Robert Saleh, I'm glad he got the Jaguars job. Great. Hey, Johnny Greenballs. Hey, dickhead. I'm going to tell you right now. You want me to do what Tony Soprano did to his son? You're making me want to lose my temper, because I'm going to take your head throw right into that goddamn wall. You want it? Isaac, I'm not going to tell you again. Anybody who pisses me off is going to get busted. And I mean busted. Broken, smothered, smudged, and crushed. Don't think I'm not here to play with you. We're here to get down to business. And business is business. Both of our lines are going to look good. I'm not going to tell you again. Hey, Peter Castro, you little twat, get out of here and leave me alone and take a hike. You big joke. That's all you're nothing but a joke. Now, I'm going to get back to business. Whatever we get is what we get. And we're going to learn to shut up. We're going to learn to grow our balls and get our asses in gear. We're not going to sit on the goddamn sidelines and act like crybabies. We're going to get up, get back on our goddamn horse, and effing ride and do our job. And this is what we want. This is what I want our guys to do. Funnel butt? Really? Don't you ever call me that shit, Sonny. I'm the savage beast, and I can kick your teeth down your throat, and I will turn you inside out like the Nasty Boys would do on a cold day. And Ricky, don't even attempt to try me, because I'll roll you up like a fatty and smoke you like a doobie, Sonny. So don't even attempt to try me. All right? Don't try me. Purple Belt Mike, don't even think about trying me, because I can kick you out of this planet. Now, I'm going to tell it like it is right here, right now. This ain't a game no more. This is time for us to win. Nitwit, hey, eat this. Called Bafangul. Now get out of here, you little joke. Now, let's see what it is. Oh, that would actually be good, because me and Rex actually would look like a combination of Annihilation meets the Apocalypse. Hey, David Berger, I know what you can do. You can choke on these nuts, you bozo the clown reject. I ain't no fraud. I'm an international global
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
David Berger better watch his mouth, or I'm going to take him down and I'm going to run him off this planet. Nobody plays with me, because if they do, they're going to get crushed and crushed like a sardine.
It's so hard to understand what you say because your internet cuts out every other word. So I have no fucking idea what you're saying.
Son, I'm in a very, very foul mood right now. I am trying to live a good life.
Sucks, dude. Your internet is just bad. Is it your speaker on your phone that's not working right?
Can you hear it clear?
No.
Do you got it?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say this again. I've had enough. I've had enough of the bullshit. People could hate me all they want, but you know what? At the end of the goddamn day, there comes a price with a check. It's called.
Here we go.
Learn to earn
internet. What? Hello.
This is what I'm gonna explain right now. Peter,
your internet is trash, dude. Yo, are you talking right now or not?
I ain't no fucking sausage head, you fucking twat. And David Berger, you're a fucking asshole. That's what you are. You're a big, greasy, little, smelly little
turd. Your internet's just bad, dude.
You hear me better? I'm getting sick and tired of you, David Berger. You are a big, greasy, slutty piece of shit. You want to get punched? You want to go with me, boy? I'll take you, squid me. So I'm gonna take you like it is, bitch. Learn to cooperate better. And Rat Diddy, don't try me. Don't even try. Don't even think about it, because I'll knock you out. Sausage stuffer. How about you get sausage stuffed with this? My fist on your throat. That choo-choo train means the Thunder Express is coming. And when it comes with a heavy price. It's called 666. Don't try me at all. Don't even think about it. I'm not going to tell you all again. I'm here for football and other New York life as well. I'm just like you guys, but you're not gonna push me around. Oh, and Rick Kent, you want to go with me, boy? I'll take you to school. I'm the teacher and you're the bitch. How you like that? Cool Hand 1960. You want to go to school? You want to go to school? I'll tell you what. I'm the teacher. You're the bitch. Just remember that. I'm the one with the big stick. You're the one with the small pud. I know more than you do. Tiff, you don't want to go here with me, young lady. You don't want to do this. You don't want to go there. Don't even go there. As I'll send you to the principal's office so fast your eyeballs will spin right in the back of your head. Just because I'm strict, just because I'm super tough, I don't play bullshit to any of it. Testicle head? Really? Look, Jarhead, I'm going to tell you all right now. Ricky, don't even think about going here with me because I'm going to tell you right now. I will F you up and I will turn you inside out. This is not a game. I'm trying to get points out. And Blitz, BK, I can tell you this, biatch. I know what you can do. My mom's basement. I heard you were sitting in your dad's basement jerking off to a bunch of cheap porn because you can't get over. You joint.
On behalf of the Jake Asman Show, we apologize for the foul language.
Jeez, beast. Take a breath. Take a breath. Ladies and gentlemen, super chat that I missed earlier from Team Curry. All Jets, Tannenbaum, Glenn, McCown, Rex, Westhoff. Westhoff, I think, is done coaching, but warming up on Flores, cooling on Vrabel. I mean, Vrabel should still be the number one until he actually takes a job that's not the Jets. That staff is not happening. It's just not. But I appreciate the sentiment, Team Curry. More of your calls right now. Let's say hello to JJ. Hello, JJ.
Hey, how's it going? Real quick, I'm a first-time caller, first-time listener, so I'm not too sure what kind of show this is. I thought it was a Jets show, but I don't know. But anyways, with that being said,
where were you the first hour and a half today? Then
the first hour and a half. First-time caller, first-time listener, first minute. It's my first minute on the show. Actually, I just turned on.
I would encourage you to rewind to the beginning if you want some Jet talk. I appreciate it. Native New Yorker's up next. What's up, Native?
Hey, Jake. I don't see how you can consider hiring Flores. If he fails, don't you think you're going to have a DEI lawsuit of some sort from him where you're going to have the Stephen A. Smiths and Shannon Sharps and all those guys saying, oh, it was racial. If he fails and gets fired, they're going to be saying it was racial.
No, you can't think that way. You can't. If he fails, he'd be a coach that had 2 chances and didn't win, ultimately.
Well, he's already sued the NFL once for racism. I just would think he's unhireable.
Well, I mean, he's currently working in the NFL right now.
I'm telling you, I would.
He's
not
on
hire
his
him as a head
second
coach.
team since the lawsuit.
I would not hire him as my head coach.
Why
I would
not?
stay away.
Because of the lawsuits? Who cares?
Because to me, it shows that if he doesn't get what he wants, he's easily manipulated by people. They're all, oh,
What do you mean if he didn't get what he wants?
This,
He had the right to sue the Giants when Belichick texted him congrats and texted him the wrong bill when he was still interviewing for the job. Like, he might end up winning that lawsuit. But have you seen what the Patriots just did with the Rooney Rule to circumvent that the other day? Like, he's not wrong for some of the things he's suing for. And by the way, that hasn't stopped him at all from working for 2 different organizations since. That's not a reason not to hire the guy. If he's the best guy for the job, you should hire him.
I'm telling you, I'll stay away from the guy. He seems like, besides all that, you hear about how things went in Miami, how he treated the staff. I'm telling you, the guy just seems like a real asshole and a real whiner when
How
things
about
don't
the
go
things
his
I
way.
played at the beginning on what he's learned the last 3 years and that? And also even fits in his comments when he's talking about that goes, what version of Brian Flores are you going to get? The guy at the beginning of his tenure or the end? That shows me that the guy has it in to go out there and, I don't know, learn, adapt, be a good coach. It's not like he failed in Miami. He went 10-6 and 9-7 his last 2 years there. He took over the worst roster in the league and overachieved even in year 1. He
The other
wanted
problem you're
Herbert.
gonna have is
They
he keeps
forced him to
changing
take
OCs,
Tua.
Jake.
He was right about that, by the way. If he got his quarterback, he'd have Herbert right now. He might still be the coach in Miami.
And he changes OCs every year. So what happens whenever he's successful with his offense, and in a couple of years, their OC is somebody, your OC is somebody else's hot ticket, is the Ben Johnson or whatever. Then you got to hope this guy can do it again.
Okay, I'll worry about that then. I don't know. It would be nice to get the Jets back on track and then be so good on offense. Someone actually wants to hire away our offensive coordinator. Remember, that was the Mike LaFleur thing. Oh, the Jets are going to lose LaFleur to be a head coach in a couple of years. How'd that work out? I can't worry about 2 or 3 years down the line. Maybe the Jets are winning enough games where someone actually wants to hire their offensive coordinator. I'll worry about that then. I'm not worrying about that now when I need to bring in someone with experience that's a culture changer from Brooklyn and I believe has learned a lot and will hire a good staff. He brings Josh McCown with him. You're not going to be excited about that?
I would rather just hire Josh McCown as the head coach or Liam Cohen.
There's risk involved in that. I don't hate the idea of Cohen, but McCown's never even called plays, so that there's a huge risk in that. I'll give me Flores over McCown.
Sean McVay never called plays. He was a tight ends coach with the Commanders.
I don't know about that. I think Sean McVay, didn't he call plays his last year there? I'd have to look it up.
I believe he was a position coach.
He was for multiple years, but he had a background. McVay is also an outlier too. I mean, we're talking about he was the Commanders or Redskins at the time offensive coordinator from 14 through 16. So you're factually incorrect.
Okay, I'll give you that one. I remember. I guess it was the year that they had a wall together. The NFL always talks about that staff they had with Shanahan and Mike McDaniel and all those guys together.
Well, he was with the Washington Redskins starting in 2010 as an offensive assistant, tight end coach from 11 to 13, offensive coordinator 14 to 16. Then he became the Rams head coach in 2017.
Okay, but I'm just telling you, I'd rather go Josh McCown or Liam Cohen. Bring me Mike Greenberg and Liam Cohen, and I think you got a hell of a lot better chance than Brian Flores. And for people that want Rex Ryan, that's 1980s football. He's a dinosaur.
Not fair. Rex is not on my short list either. JJ writes in, so I get kicked off for making a harmless joke, but you let Beastbreaker curse and go crazy for 10 minutes at a time. I'm officially retiring from the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we will miss you, JJ. Thank you for all your calls, your crappy internet, and your awful takes. Thank you for your support.
Now look what you've done, JJ. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the Sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
You know, it's great because Mike D's nuts retired on yesterday's show, but he's still in the chat. JJ just retired. We'll see you later, JJ. Thanks for the memories. We've had many battles over the years. Many battles. I'll miss you, JJ. I really will. Like, who could forget this moment between us? Hit the join button on the left-hand side if you're watching from your computer. JJ with a super chat. You said we're judged on W's and L's. If I bring up how many W's Salah has, you say context matter. Context, we look like a bad team after the bye. Yeah, JJ, I understand that. What do you want me to say? I'm killing them for how they played today. I'm acknowledging they stole this one. So you want me to sit here? You want to fire Robert Saleh when the team's 4-3? What do you want me to say? They did not play well today, but they won. All right? So I'm not going to sit here and do doom and gloom when they have a win over the Eagles this year, a win over the Bills. They nearly beat the Chiefs. And by the way, they're 4-3. They have a winning record. I'm not giving up on the season or firing the head coach when they are 4-3. One more time. 4-3. They won today. God. What a dumb comment. What do you want me to say? Salah's Vince Lombardi. We know there are limitations with this head coach. We understand that this team is still a work in progress. He's also playing with his backup quarterback. All right? He didn't pick Zach Wilson. He's supposed to have Aaron Rodgers. God. Oh, my God. I need to take a sip of water or get some alcohol on me. Stand by. Let me tell you about Underdog Fantasy. We'll miss you, JJ. We will miss you. Here's the guy who I actually have missed. Ladies and gentlemen, he's one of the greats. King Loski.
Hello, Jake. I just had dinner. I had a couple of servings of chicken soup, my mother's homemade chicken soup.
Hey, Charles, I need some of that chicken soup.
It was delicious.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, I know it's delicious. I need some of it.
I love to eat, so what can I say?
Send it this way, Charles.
I was not expecting. I love this show, man. We got the best callers. We really do. And Loski's with us now. What's up, King?
Jake, my brother. Jake, my brother. It's always good to see you on this new year, my brother. Is this what this damn show done came to, brother? I'm confused. Y'all done let Butterbean up here talking all type of nonsense, looking like a clogged artery, talking all that bullshit up here, man. What the hell is this show come to, man? What the hell are we talking about? I know it's off season, baby. The season was trash. I get it, damn it. But let's talk about this head coach. Brian Flores and Mike Vrabel is my top two choices, okay? And I'm glad Brian Flores is getting talked about right now. Because at the end of the day, let's put it in context, people. The man hates the Miami Dolphins, and so do we. Okay, he hates every team in the division. To be honest with you, okay, let's be honest. Okay, he's gonna fight for us. All right, and at the end of the day, it's gonna be some damn discipline in the locker room. Okay, that's what the hell we need in the damn locker room at the end of the day. Okay, because right now we playing undisciplined football. We got a whole lot of characters in there that don't know what the hell they doing, and they up here just doing anything on the field. Okay, and it's a reflection on the organization. All right, and the organization is a reflection on the team because the team is looking like trash, just like the front office. Okay, so let's get everything together. All right. I'm on board with Brian Flores. All right, let's get a good GM in here. All right, because at the end of the day, that's what's gonna really matter. Who's gonna shop for the groceries? Okay, because we already got ingredients in here. Okay, but who's gonna shop for the groceries? Who's gonna get us the talent we need in here? Okay, hey man, all of this nonsense, Jake, I love it, but man, we gotta get some Jets content in here, okay? Because these guys is going crazy. All right.
I know.
Now,
I'll tell you what, King.
y'all-
They keep coming at they keep coming at the beast, man. They keep coming at him. The man just wants to talk about
Well, the
hiring
beast don't
3
know what that-
coaches.
Jake, the beast don't know what the hell he's talking about. I know you say he makes valiant points, but he don't know what the hell he's talking about, Jake. All right, let's be honest, man. All right, everybody is losing at least 10 points of IQ every time they listen to this guy. All right, I mean, just put sentences together, son. I know I talk loud. All right, I know I'm an asshole on the show sometimes. All right, but let's put some Jet context together. All right, now, baby. At the end of the day, I'm glad we got that last win against Miami because I didn't want to get swept by them fraud fish bums. All right? I know I ain't seen y'all in a while, so I'm trying to get all of this out. But I was glad to get that win. I was glad to see my boys go out on top as far as getting a win. All right? But, man, we got to get all of this locker room and headline stuff. What I don't want to see next year during the offseason, I do not want to be off-season kings. I do not want to win the off-season. I want to lose the damn off-season. I don't give a damn about the off-season, okay? I care about game one. What do we look like coming off on that damn field, okay? That's what I care about, baby. Do we have a contingency and a locker room that's gonna fight to win, all right? That's what I want to see, baby. Hey, it's always good seeing everybody in the chat, baby. I'm glad everybody's still tuned in, still calling in. Jake, you know you are a freaking legend, baby. I love you, Jake, baby. JTF! JTF! JTF!
Let's go. The king, baby. The king. King Loski. Man, we have missed the King Loski. I don't believe he's called in yet in 2025. Big time call. This show's available in audio form, Apple or Spotify. Just search Jake Asman Show. It comes right up. Reminder. Memberships go towards the grand prize. Most expensive item we've raffled off. A full-sized Jet helmet that I will be mailing to the winner. Join the Patreon. If you haven't, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. One of the things Gator did is you'll see these 6 photos that are on the screen for the Patreon graphic are the 6 people that were ranked in order during the month of December. Gorman, Lane, Chiefs fan, David T, Midnight, and V-Man were the top 6. So we'll update the Patreon graphic once a month, but Gator added that. Will M writes in, this new Beast Breaker guy has to be a 1 seed. You know, it's interesting. For everyone who doesn't like the Beast, there's people who love him. That's what makes this show the show. We value all opinions. Yeah, we ran a poll yesterday. At one point, it was 55-45 in favor of Beast. And then it was 55-45 by the end of the show, negative against the Beast. Joe M says, do gifted memberships count? They do. For every membership gifted, if you gift 5, Joe, then you get 5 raffle entries. Absolutely. Marcelo says Beast Breaker should at least be higher than Chiefs fan. This is what I mean. Billy says, I get a kick out of him. You can say whatever you want about Beastbreaker, but man, do people have an opinion on the guy. Gator writes in, Beastbreaker ran a poll too, right up his funnel butt. See? That's what we're talking about. Hector says, who do you got tonight? I bet on Notre Dame, so I'm going with the Irish. That was my bet. All right, I was going to end the show, but this guy just called in who I don't recognize. Bomber is up next. So let's say hello to Bomber. What's up, Bomber?
What's up, man?
How are you?
What's up, Jake? I always watch the show. What's good,
I appreciate
baby?
that, man. Have you called before?
Nah, this is my first time.
Oh, welcome aboard, man.
I also have my podcast with my fellow co-host. Nah, it's my first time. You can hear me?
I hear you. Yes, sir.
All right. I was trying to say, you know, I know we all want these coaches and these GMs and everything, but I feel as though I don't believe nothing until I see it, man. I don't care who's the coach, who's the starting quarterback, what positions we got, or whatever. I need us to start winning some games. I need to know if we even deserve to be in the NFL. We've been the laughing stock of the NFL for the last few years. We haven't been to the playoffs in 14 years. And we want this and that, and we think we can demand things. Like, we need to start winning some games, no matter who's the coach, who's the GM, who's the starting quarterback, whatever.
Well, you only can do that, though, by getting
that we're
that
ready.
in line, though. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, like, the Jets, I think, have talent. They only won 5 games because of how poor their coaching was, for example. So, like, the coaching does matter a lot. See, that was such a good point. He was speechless. Unreal. Beast, how good was that last point I made, man? Pretty good, huh?
You don't want to do this. You don't want to go there. Don't even
Beast?
go there.
He's studying the tape again. Look, this. How do people not like this guy? The guy's putting in the work to become a better Asmaniac, and you guys hate on him. Terrible.
Let's go. You guys ready to fuck? Let's get the win.
Beast, you there?
¿Qué? ¿Qué pasó, amigo?
What did you think of that point I just made? I guess you didn't see.
Well, I like I love this point. I love your points. They're actually very, very good. But college football this year is actually, it's gonna be surprising because I hope our boys go out and go to the market. Here's what we do right now.
Amen. Absolute good call, Beast. Uno Jets super chats. We'll love to see the Beast react to a Jets Super Bowl win. Me too. Me too. All right, one last call here. Chris is up next. Hello, Chris.
How's it going, Jake?
What's up, Chris? Are you always wearing Jet gear, Chris? I love the passion.
Always, no matter what.
Love that. What do you got for us?
This morning, I was tuned into the morning show during my lab biology class, and I was hearing Nick Ferrier talk, and he was bringing up some valid concerns about Flores, but I think it's him and Vrabel for sure. Those are the only two options. I feel like there's like too much skeptic around Aaron Glenn, first time DC, and I feel like McCown would be better off as an OC.
Yeah, 100%. I look, it's hard to find the perfect candidate. Of the guys they've talked to, I still like Flores one if they can't get Vrabel. That's kind of where I'm at right now with coach. GM wise, I mean, I like the fact that they've interviewed a wide range of candidates. I'll say this. If they're going to hire Aaron Glenn, right, can the GM be someone that's done it before? Can the GM be someone with previous experience? That would make me feel a little better about a first-time coach.
Yeah, to help him. And I like how they're like I like the chance of them hiring people in pairs, like that have relationships. So like Flores, McCown, and then a GM that like has a relationship with them.
Yeah, look, McCown as the OC would be awesome. I don't know if he'd take an OC job though. He might only want to be a head coach or to stay in Minnesota with Sam for another year.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a chance the Patriots could hire Ben Johnson. I feel like Vrabel is that perfect candidate. So like he should be at the top because he has won with bad quarterbacks before. He can maximize the talent on this team. Like that's the thing we mainly need from him.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I'm seeing some comments here. People seem to like your calls, Chris. I feel like we need more of you. You and Connor Long got to be our two youngest callers that call in.
Yes, gotta keep on calling in. I love the show, man. Watching it is so entertaining. I even have to listen during school.
Oh God, what do you think of Beastbreaker?
Beastbreaker, he's interesting, man. People always attacking him, but he makes some salient points.
See, Chris, you're the man. Chris gets it. This is what I'm talking about, people. All right. Tremendous. Hit the like button if you haven't. That helps the algorithm. Connor Long says Chris is the GOAT. There you go. You know what? I'm going to do a future show where Connor Long and Chris are going to co-host with me. All right. We're going to have them on. We're going to talk Jets. We're going to hand the show over to the youth of the fan base. Man. Clancy writes in Beast for GM. Look, he makes some good points. He gave us the 10 colleges the other day. You got to scout. M. Moore says people just need to hear Beast out. I agree. Chris likes my idea. All right. We're going to do it. We'll make it happen. We'll see how Connor Long handles his first Beastbreaker call. You want to be a broadcaster? You got to know how to deal with this guy, right, Beast? Beast? Beast, you there? Beastbreaker.
Hold on, Chief. Hey, how you guys feeling?
Hey, how you living?
All right, I was just in the John. That's hey, you know the old thing. When you go, you gotta go. Plus, I had to get some apple juice in me, and I feel good. But I'm gonna say this right here: if Jets win the Super Bowl, oh, that would be a feat beyond belief. I'll tell you that it would feel like 1969 all over again, but in a different kind of a way. But let me say this for everybody: let's just hope this season turns out the way we want it. Vrabel, Ryan, Glenn, that will be the perfect combination of a three-way knockout, and everybody in the AFC will fear us. And especially some of the teams in the NFC. I know we're going to play some of them, like the Cowboys, the Falcons, and the Panthers. We're going to take them to school. We're the teachers, and they're our bitches. Or the other way, maybe in another term, we're the pimps, and they're our hoes. Excuse me, Mr. Addison. Look, son, you don't want to go to school with me here. I will take you to school, and I will make you look like a hoe. Now get out of here and take a hike. I did not eat Chinese food, you moron. I don't eat that disgusting crap. It's disgusting. I'd rather eat Mexican food over Chinese. Doug, I used to play football in high school, but unfortunately, my body's been through a war. So, no deal, no chance. Next question. Next question, please. And I'm serious. Oh, there are so many right now you cannot even imagine. From Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Dr. Brittany Baker, Jamie Hayter, and the list goes on. Now, next question. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. That was, hey, kudos. Peter, I'm going to tell you again, you little cross-dresser idiot. Get out of my sight, take a licking, and get the stepping. Get the goddamn stepping. I don't want to hear you shit, okay? Enough's enough.
On behalf of the Jake Asman Show, we apologize for the foul language.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Beastbreaker. What a show. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. Hit the like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Thank you to the 375 people that are watching live right now. Click that like button. We're at 374 likes. Let's get over 400 before we say goodbye. We're back tomorrow. Fireman Ed Friday continues. Ed joins us tomorrow at 10 a.m. So we'll check in with Ed, get his thoughts on the coaching search, what he likes, dislikes, all that and more. Boy Green will join us on the afternoon show. So we're locked and loaded tomorrow as we will have more news to react to involving the Jets search for a coach and a general manager. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Jake Asman Show. Thank you all for your support. Jets. 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 Jets.
Lane, what's going on?
I don't think the Buffalo Bills could wear white if the Jets were wearing white. It doesn't make sense. Garrett Wilson and the Jets have a new coach. His name is going to be Nomo Robert Saleh. He also has to keep talking to his players going into the locker room. Attention, please. We have to do better going into tonight's game. We have to play better. We got to move the ball around. We have to focus more. And we also have to do a lot of other passing.
So they need to hear that before week 1.
Yeah, and it's funny how you put me in a suit in the draft and I Wait, you did that? Or you took somebody's suit and put it on me? The pick goes to Knoble out of college. You gonna pick a blue suit for me? What am I, Anchorman? From, I looked like from that movie, the Anchorman movie. I'll let you go. Bye.
You can't teach greatness, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is someone with the greatest camera quality you will ever see. Robert C. is up next. Hello, Robert.
So I try to pull up your channel on YouTube. What the Jets need to do is win.
Robert, thank you for the call. I don't know if that's your camera, if you're hanging out with Weed the People, if you're in a sauna, but that was great.
Just put myself in these goddamn situations.
Yeah.